Hello, you're listening to Otaku Spirit Anime Cast. My name is Andrew, and I'm joined here with Chris.
Yo.
Today's episode is our summer 2024 anime season preview. I've already done a video talking about my most anticipated shows coming up, but this is where you get the full lowdown. We're going to go through every single show of the summer season so far. I mean, as usual, all this stuff is subject to change. Some stuff can get delayed. We've been having some delay announcements over the last few weeks already. A lot of this stuff hasn't even been announced for being licensed somewhere, so it's a lot. I would have to say this is probably the one season where I'm like kind of question marking a lot of the availability, at least for a lot of this stuff, or if any of this stuff's going to happen. But yes, we have 55 total shows for next season. And yes, a good chunk of that, well, at least like 5 or something of those are carryovers from the previous season, so they're multi-cores. But it's a jam-packed season as always. Now, I will admit, unlike spring, where spring was huge, had a lot of shows, this season coming up, it's a lot of exciting stuff coming up. When I made my top 10 most anticipated shows, I'm like, and like just that's 10 without the returning shows like Oshinoko and stuff like that. It was very difficult for me to fit it into 10 because there's a lot of really good stuff coming up. So I'm super excited for it. I hope everybody's excited for it. Chris is probably not excited for it.
You can only do two minutes per show.
That seems like it. Seems like we're gonna have to do actually. But yeah, it's a lot of stuff coming up. But yeah, as per usual, we're at otakuspirit.com. That's where you can go for all of our links, social media links, ways to get a hold of us, ways to support us. Greatly appreciate you guys for supporting us. Yeah, we have a lot to go through, so let's just get into it. Let's just dive right into it. Kicking things off with the new series, then we'll get into the continuing series, and then we'll get into the shorts, and then we'll talk about some O&As and stuff like that afterwards. But yes, let's kick things off with probably the most exciting. Let's admit, this is the big show coming up. That's Alya sometimes hides her feelings in Russian, or Tokidoki Bosoto Rashiago de Dereru Tonari no Alya-san. This one is Alya is a transfer student enjoying popularity at her new high school, often sporting a cold shoulder while earning high marks in class. She ignores her nerdy classmate, Kuze Masachika, except for when she blurts out flirtatious lines to him in Russian. Little does she know, Kuze understands Russian, though he pretends not to. Let's see where this wacky love story takes them. Yeah, this is a show that I think was supposed to be in spring, and they end up delaying it to summer. So I don't know if we talked about it the previous preview or not, or if it was already delayed at that point. But yes, Delico was working on it, based on light novel, comedy, romance, slice of life is the genres. And the director is Ito Ryota, which I forgot what he was important for. I put him in the list, so obviously he's important somehow. And yeah, I think the big surprising thing is that we got a really good voice actor that's working on it, which is Sumire Uesaka. She's gonna be playing as Alya. I heard people say that her Russian's really good. I know that apparently she is a massive fan of Russia, at least the history and getting into all that stuff. She learned Russian. But apparently after I made my video, like 3 people came out of nowhere and said, no, it's not that great. It's like, it sounds good. And I've heard people say it's really good. It's good. Then what's wrong? I think it's one of those aspects that she's obviously not fluent. It's not her native language, obviously, but she's a big fan of it. So she does a good job, apparently. I've been told by many that she's really good. I've been told by, I think it was actually 2 people, that she's not really good, but she's good. So take it or leave it. She sounds great, and it's Sumire Uesaka, so she's hot in both languages. That's the important thing. Mm-hmm. You couldn't find somebody that's that good. And people were pointing out Akiba Maid War. It's Akiba Maid War, right? I'm blanking right now on the name of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one apparently had like an actual person that's Japanese that was born in Russia, and she was really good. And I'm like, yeah, but she's not hot like Sumire Uesaka, so.
Yeah.
They even admitted it. They admitted that she wouldn't be able to, for this character, she probably wouldn't be good.
It's okay, Andrew. You're the greatest ever. So
I am?
Yes.
What does that have to... Why are you suddenly buttering me up?
Because obviously...
I'm not doing any Russian stuff.
Obviously,
I'm not doing Russian stuff.
Obviously, you know this stuff better than everybody else.
I literally just said based on these people and these people. I know nothing.
Well,
I just know that
you're the
got a hot
ever.
voice.
Anyway, she's really, really freaking cute. And I absolutely love the character designs. The everything looks really great. I think this is definitely going to be fun. For sure.
I like how I'm trying to bring in some like deep subject here about the fluentness of her Russian, and you have to say she's cute.
Does anything else matter?
Yeah, I've been obviously very excited for the show for a long time. It's, yes, in my top most anticipated in the coming season. I think she is super cute and hot at the same time. The character designs are fantastic. Doga Kobo, again, studio that has had a bad moment in their life, but for the most part, they're a really good studio. So I'm promising on that they're going to do a job. My only fear that I have is that there's a lot of other cute girls, but I'm like, why are you even there? Just don't even be in the show. Can we just not have anybody else involved? I mean, the childhood friend looks super cute, but it's like, let's just keep the focus on the Russian cute girl.
No, your childhood friend is going to make you fall in love with her and make you go crazy.
She is cute. The character designs in general are really cute, so it kind of works that regard. So this is one of the few shows that we know that's actually going to be on Crunchyroll. For some reason, Crunchyroll's like not saying what they're licensing, but this is one of the few ones they've actually said. So be excited for that. Be excited. So yeah, do you even have your? Are you preparing to even write your list?
No,
you're just gonna go by off the top of your head.
I don't know. We'll see.
Right, let's move on to WB seeks to destroy anime with their Isekai Suicide Squad. Deadly, crazy party of the baddest villains land themselves in Isekai, the most dangerous and bizarre fantasy adventure unveiled. DC's Harley Quinn and the Joker have been Isekai. Spoiler, I thought that the Joker wasn't there. The trailers all act like Joker's not there. So I think they just spoiled it. I don't know. I assumed Joker was going to go there eventually, and he'd probably be on the other side of the battlefield. And, well, anyways. Yeah, they're going to Isekai, a new original anime project in Japan. The most maddening worlds collide in an epic and violent fantasy with the strongest lineup of creators, which is basically just the writing by Tape Nagatsuki, who again is ReZero writer, creator. So I think there's some other people. I look at the director and series composition. Nothing really that interesting there, but what studio? That's a big deal too. It's an original, of course. Well, it's not really an original because it's based on DC Comics, but it's original story, I guess. And it's adventure fantasy. So, are you excited for a Trigger version of Harley Quinn, even though it's with studio? She looks like a Trigger character.
The only reason I will be watching it is for Harley Quinn.
I think we were saying it early when we first seen it too, was that she kind of looks like, oh my gosh, I forgot her name already. Call the Night Vampire Girl.
Yeah.
Not. It starts with an N, doesn't it? I think so. I don't know, but it looks like her. So, I just had it. It's one of those moments you ever have where you're thinking of a name and it pops up for a split second. You're like, and then before you say it, disappears again. Nazuna?
Yeah,
not Nazuna. Anyways, sorry. What?
But yeah, I literally would be watching this specifically for her. I mean, she looks freaking amazing, and they went nuts on the Sakuga, so yeah, hopefully they held that together, but it looks fantastic.
Yeah, my only difficulty that I have is, like I said, when I first seen it, I'm like, oh gosh, I don't want DC Comics. I mean, we've had like Batman and stuff in the past as anime. There's plenty of comic book characters from the West in anime, but Nazuna, I was close. Nazuna's her name, but no, I had those fears in early on. But yes, knowing that. And unless they're just doing it by name only, just to put a name on there and go, don't worry, it's anime because we put this guy's name on the box. If Nagatsuki is very, very much so involved in it, it could possibly have a really good story. But honestly, I can't remember the last time I've ever cared about any Western comics. So yes, I like some iterations of Harley Quinn, but for the most part, especially Suicide Squad,
Harley Quinn.
I have zero cares for anybody in Suicide Squad. I've never checked it out. I've never read it, so I have no clue if it's even actually good. So it's going to be a question mark if I'm going to enjoy this besides Harley Quinn on the screen.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, she looks like she's having a lot of fun. So that's the plus side of it, is they're going to an isekai world and they're going to have a lot of fun. Plus, it looks like the princess is into Harley Quinn. She kind of gives her a little bit of a look like, oh, she's a bad girl. Are we going to watch me have the princess gets like Doki Doki with Harley Quinn because she's a bad girl? That's all it's going to be. Is she's going to be like, she's a bad girl. That's why she's interested, because she's a bad girl. No, she's gonna replace her. That's what because they look exactly the same.
Yeah,
She's gonna be a double.
That's where I was thinking.
They're gonna be a double, or it's gonna be one of those things where can you take my place so I can go out and have fun? She's gonna be a caged bird. Does he even have the same eye color? They have the same eye color, almost the same eye color too. That's a bad setup. I'm sorry. It's gonna be like that's Harley Quinn of that world. That would be an interesting twist. Like all these characters, there is another one of them in the other world. They're just like different in some way. Anyways, I'm creating an interesting story that they'll probably steal because they're not even done with the show. Like everybody else is not done with their shows and delaying stuff. It looks like a lot's done. So yeah, Suicide Squad Isekai. Looking forward to that one. That's also on my list of anticipated, so I am excited for it. It looks fun. So we'll see. All right, let's get some incest. There's like 4 incest shows. There's 4 like siscon brocon stuff in this season. So it's a season of Kiss X Sis. Days with My Stepsister. Gimai Seikatsu. From classmate to brother and sister, living under the same roof after his father's remarriage. Asamura Kyuta ends up getting a new stepsister. Coincidentally, the #1 beauty of the school year, Ayase Saki. What a surprise! Having learned important values when it comes to man-woman relationships through the previous ones of their parents. Through the previous ones of their parents. Okay, they promised each other not to be too close, not to be too opposing, and to merely keep a vague and comfortable distance. On one hand, Saki, who has worked in solitude for the sake of her family, doesn't know how to properly rely on others, whereas Yuta is unsure of how to really treat her. Standing on fairly equal ground, these two slowly learn the comfortable sensation of living together. Their relationship slowly evolves from being strangers to more than date, to the more the day pass. Eventually, this could end up being a story about love, for all we know. Of course it is. It's a romance slice of life. And the title says Days with My Stepsister. Spoiler! Studio Dean's working on it. Hopefully they do better with this show than they've done with the shows this season. Spring season's not been good for Dean, but we don't have much expectations for Dean. So, source of the light novel, comedy, psychological, romance, slice of life. Series composition by Mitsutaka Hirota, who did Rent a Girlfriend and Spirit Chronicles. So there's some quality right there.
Her casual clothes are beautiful.
There you go. What are we feeling on this one, Chris? I mentioned in my I don't know if I think I put it in the honorable mention. I said I heard some whispers about this, but at the same time, the PV is really boring.
Yeah.
It's a really boring
I mean,
PV.
outside of that outfit, I mean, I guess she's all right, but she gives off like,
I don't want to do anything.
yeah,
I
like
just want to stand and look out the window.
She's trying to like a step down from a Garu. I mean, I'm not feeling her outside of her goth Lolita Lolita outfit is absolutely freaking gorgeous. So, but that's it. I'm more interested in the artwork on the little
Source material?
the source material out. But hey, we'll see.
Like I said, I'm of the mind that the PV sucks. But at the same time, I keep hearing people saying it's good, so it will be watched. Like I have to remind people whenever I do like my top most anticipated whatever. It's like, no, you gotta check out this one. It's gonna be. I'm gonna look at them all. Don't worry. I'm just saying, whoever's marketing this sucks at it. That's really all I'm saying. I'm assuming she's probably been through some crap. I mean, it's psychological as one of the genres, specifically being in the genres, is a massive question mark for me. You don't typically have shows like this, slice of life romance, that have psychological in it. So that makes me believe that something happened. And that could be interesting to get into that and what exactly that is and how they handle it. So that is one of those hooks that I've already seen here, but we'll see. We'll see. Again, I'm a little bit fearful of Dean right now. Not that I've ever been trusting of Dean. They've only really kind of produced 2 things that I really, really, really like. The rest has been But we'll see. Again, days with my stepsister. All right, Chris, it's time to get into the meme show that I'm so sick of seeing. I am so sick of seeing at this point. My dear friend Nokotan, or Shikanoko Noko Koshi Tan. Girl meets elk girl, and chaos ensues. No one knows Torako used to be a delinquent. All of her classmates only know her as a perfect student. But everything changes when Nokotan, a transfer student with antlers, enters her life. Antlers aren't the only strange thing about Nokotan. Her dear nose can sniff out Toraka's secret past. Whether it's at a school or at the zoo, chaos follows this doe-eye girl everywhere she steps. Torako has so many questions. Is Nokotan a deer, a girl, or something in between? Studio Wit Studio sources of manga, comedy, fantasy, slice of life. The director working on this worked on Gabriel Dropout, Umaro-chan, Yuru Yuri, and Minami K. So a lot of really good, solid comedies there. Series composition by the person that worked on 100 Girlfriends and Uzuki-chan. Yuzuki-chan. Is it Yuzuki-chan? Anyways, and Umaro-chan. So good stuff there as well. So no, jokes aside, when we first seen this trailer, I was like, yes, sign me up. This looks super good, super hilarious. Like, I think the one that I like the most is the shot where she first comes in the classroom and her antlers hit the wall, and it just, all this debris, slow motion hits all the kids in the face, and they're all happy looking.
She pulls a freaking banana out of her antler.
It's so goofy looking. I got a lot of vibes of something like Nishisho and a little bit of Azumanga Daioh. A lot of that older classic comedy animes out there, so. Yeah, I obviously still hate the CGI deer, but it's on purpose, Andrew. So we're going to have to deal with the fact that it's purposely done really bad-looking deers, CGI deer. But it works for this, I think. So, but no, I'm sick of the dance meme. I'm so sick of seeing it. I really am. I understand people are having fun with it, but we're at the point now where it's so old. It's so old at this point. That's the reason why I hate memes. Is like sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And then there's a lot of times where I see somebody reproduce it with a different character dancing, and I go, oh, that's cute. And then I scroll down and I see another one with a different character, and another character, another character, another character. And I'm like, is this really still funny to you guys? Like, it's like, can we not just make up another joke, a new joke? No, we have to do the same joke. I don't know. There's some memes that I do get a kick out of, no matter how many most of them I don't. What are you vibing, Chris? I think you were pretty positive when we see the trailer the first time.
I don't remember the first trailer, but this one, this looks absolutely absurd. I think I'm on board with it.
There you go.
Want to give it a shot for sure.
Just this one time, he's gonna give it one shot.
You're gonna give it one.
If you got
shot.
one episode, Wit Studio, you have one episode. If you can't do it, it's over. Here you go, my dear friend Nokotan.
She pulled a freaking banana out of her antler.
Of course. That's where you keep those. What do you think?
Obviously.
Where else are you going to keep a banana, Chris? All right, let's move on to...
Well, that's the problem with me not having antlers. I can't...
Oh, you don't have antlers? You've never had antlers?
No.
Chris has never had antlers, guys. What a noob. Oh my gosh, dude. Anyways.
Obviously, I'd be eating a lot more bananas that way.
I would have a good supply of bananas at that point. We got a banana split the other day. No, anyways, My Dress Up Darling Season 2 is here. Yes, 2.5 Dimensional Seduction. 2.5 Jigen no Ririsha. Ririsha? The quote is, I have no interest in... let me get the protagonist voice out here. I have no interest in real girls. So claims Okumura, the president of the school's manga club. He's your typical otaku, obsessed with a sexy, fictional 2D manga characters known as Liliel. Then the new school year starts, and a real 3D girl named Lilisha, whose passion is cosplay, joins the club. Lilisha convinces Okumura to become her photographer, and guess who's her favorite manga character? Not only that, but it's like it's going to assume that you know what it's going to say, and it just continues on the synopsis. Not only that, but Lilisha is into modeling the fetishy stuff. The boundaries between 2D and 3D start to blur as this hot-blooded romantic comedy unfolds. Yes, I made sure to check to make sure that My Dress Up Darling did not come out before or after 2.5 Dimensional Seduction, so I didn't get in trouble for that. But that's pretty darn close. I'm sorry. Now, granted, with My Dress Up Darling, he has no clue about, anime, manga, whatever. He's like, he doesn't even know about visual novels, which is what the Dress Up Darling girl was into, is that, that really risque visual novel. Ero visual novel. And he was into making dolls. So this one is, at least they're both technically in the same thing. Obviously, there's probably going to be some story about she knows who he is, and so she decided to get his attention. She decided to get super into the character that she knows that he likes. We all know it's going there. Are you gonna? Yeah, no.
Oh, I know that's the direction they're going.
Thank you. I mean, she literally comes in named after the character, pretty much. That's probably not her real name, is Lilisha, because the girl in the manga is Liliel. It's pretty close. Anyways, no, what I got a kick out of is at some point she puts on the costume in the classroom, and she zips it all the way up, and then she does this thing, and it's got like this big opening. It's like, where did the opening come from? This is like an inconsistency in the anime, and she's probably a different costume from later on.
They're putting all the important focus.
I'll let you
on
go first.
They put the important focus in the important parts.
Oh yeah, the putting on animation is good, and the leg when she's putting up the stock. Yeah, that was the clip. Yeah,
yeah, definitely. I do that. My first inclination was that she was probably trying to get into a character that she knew that he liked.
Yeah.
That was the direction that I feel like this would flow the most natural. I just hope that she found that she enjoyed it enough that it wasn't something that she kind of only got into because of him. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, yes, I think that it would be interesting for her to be interested in character that he enjoys, but not only getting into cosplay and all that because of him. I think it would be more of an interesting character if she's interested in cosplay in general and then just kind of jumped on this character and because she wants to have a connection with him. I think that would be the more interesting storyline. Either way, she looks fantastic. Absolutely liking the vibe of this show. So yeah, I'm on board.
Yeah, I can't say that I'm like super on board with the quality so far on the PV. It looks very flat, but it's not bad. And I think my issue that I have here is like, yes, I'm cautiously excited for it. I think this is going for 2 cores too. I'm cautiously excited for it, but at the same time, it is one of those ones where it's like, please do something really good with this. Like the setup right now so far, I don't care. Like nothing so far is grabbing me. It just really just feel like just here's a hot girl and here's the idiot that for some reason will not acknowledge hot girl. And let's have fun with, oh yeah, by the way, based on the key art, we also have 3 other hot girls that are probably going to be hot cosplaying and he's probably not going to get it. Hopefully it's got something good there. I don't know. The assumptions, again, I already have my assumptions on her. My assumptions around him could come around the idea of, yeah, obviously learning that 3D girls are just as great as your 2D girls, probably not wanting to admit it or accept it. Who knows? I don't know. I don't really see the direction we can go here that's going to be interesting, but we'll see. It could totally surprise me. And again, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to be open-minded for it. So we'll see. But so far, yeah, she's cute. That's all I have. She's cute. 2.5 Dimensional Seduction. All right, let's get into some isekais, Chris. Our first isekai. It's time. We have No Longer Allowed in Another World, or isekai Shikaku. Pulled into an otherworldly adventure with acute sidekicks and superpowers. You'd think Osamu hit the jackpot. Nope. From a time before pixels, the early 20th century gloomy author just wants to find a quiet place to meet his maker, not to rack up XP. Sadly, his poetic demise is constantly thwarted by inconvenient heroics. Dive into this hilariously tragic life of the most reluctant hero. Yeah, it's literally the author, Osamu, which it was so funny because I did my Tim most excited shows, and I was going to make my little joke reel that I do at the beginning of it. And all I seen was the PV for this, and I immediately said, "Oh my gosh, it's the guy Osama from Bungo Stray Dogs, the guy that is always taking the pills to get rid of himself." Which, yes, I know in Bungo Stray Dogs that is the author. And then I read the synopsis for this, and I'm like, "Oh, it's literally the author." The character from Bungo Stray Dogs that he's based off of, this is him isekai'd. So I can't make my joke that it's a Bungo Stray Dogs isekai. Anyways, that was a long explanation that I... Anyways, Atelier Pendark is the studio based on a manga, comedy, fantasy, romance, slice of life, supernatural. Director is the one that worked on Uncle from Another World, series composition by the person that worked on Shy, Kaguya-sama Love is War, and the creator is the one that actually created Love After World Domination, so Chris might actually be more piqued interest in this one.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's definitely a different style. Well, I mean, you can kind of see it in the eyes.
Yeah, I can.
You can kind of see it in the eyes, but again, this is anime, so the original source might actually look more like their art style. But they definitely... This anime is not the artwork that we got from Love After World Domination anime. I mean, the Love After World Domination anime was pretty close to the manga as well. I mean, it was a little bit toned down, but it was definitely trying to get those big eyes and stuff like that. What are you thinking, Chris? I'm super mixed on this one when I seen it, honestly.
I'm definitely interested in it.
The cat girl is super cute. Is that a wolf girl? It's probably a wolf girl. No, it's got to be a cat girl, the tail.
I'm definitely interested in this. I hope that the Zetsuba Sensei thing is not going to get too absurd. But I think I could do it. I think this one could actually be fun. Just kind of if it captures the essence of, snarky, defeatist mentality.
Please save our world. No, I don't want to live. And they're like, no, please stop dying.
But at the same time, it could get kind of stupid. So I'm going to go for it. I definitely think that this could be fun. And since I did like Andrew said, world domination, I think that this could probably work for me. So I'll give it a shot for sure.
Yeah, it's like I said with Dazai, Osamu in Bungo Stray Dogs, it got real old real quick. His constantly trying to die. And granted, with Bungo Stray Dogs, that chilled out. That at some point it almost felt like they forgot about the joke. So yeah, it's like trying to think of okay, that joke now with this is yeah, we'll see. Again, the joke is that he wants to die, and so he's constantly chucking pills down his throat, and it's like how can that be funny unless you're going yeah, they literally confront the dragon. The dragon's coming down to swoop on them, and everybody's like, please do something to stop the dragon. Put some, get to cover, or hey, can you use spells or something? And he literally just jumps out into the dragon's mouth. That kind of a joke I can probably see can work depending on how they keep it fresh, but I don't know, it could turn into an idea of maybe him realizing that he wants to help things out, or realizing that he has to help out with something in order to actually die, or whatever. It's a massive question mark for me. It's I just don't know. I literally don't. I mean, all these shows we, of course, don't know, but this is the first one where I'm like, this could... I don't know. I really don't. Again, the cat... It's got to be a cat. It could be... Yeah, I think it's a cat girl. She's cute. But we'll see. No longer allowed in another world. Pseudo Harem. Let's go into more clueless protagonists. Clueless protagonist mode. This one's got the Seiyu for Your. Pseudo Harem, or Gigi Harem, or is it Gigi? Has a G-I-J-I? A Gigi, right? Anyways, a first year in high school girl likes a second year boy in her drama club. She acts out various character archetypes that you would find in a typical manga harem as their relationship deepens. There you go. That was a very simple 2-sentence synopsis. Got to the point. And you forgot the part in there where he's a clueless protagonist. No, it actually seems like it's more her perspective, honestly. I don't know. I'm kind of curious about that, if it's more her perspective. Studio is Nomad. Source is a manga. Genres are comedy, romance, slice of life. And the series composition by Yuko Kakihara, who did Iroduku and Chihaya Furu. So, good stuff there. What are you thinking, Chris? I think the PV is super cute. But yeah, this is another one of those ones where it's like we'll see how they can hopefully keep that fresh, because it literally plays out. She's like, "Can you help me with this whole thing?" And he's like, "No, why would I help you? You're not even asking right," or something like that. And she literally just goes, "Oh, can you help me please so much?" And she goes like a super cutesy mode, just like a manga character. So it's cute. It definitely goes for that whole thing. And yes, like I said, it's Your Forger's Seiyu, so she's going to obviously have she's got a lot of range, honestly. So I've seen some people making jokes about how she's literally going to be playing every single role that she's ever played in the show.
I think I'm on board with this for sure.
I'm mixing the style because it looks it's got a uniqueness to it, but sometimes it shifts. Like it feels like there's two different styles to it.
Yeah, I'm not half the time. I think that the character art is absolutely adorable, and then the half of it, it's like that looks a little off, and this is off in the PV, which is my selling point. So I'm not sure, but the aspect of this feels like a teasing girl. So I think that we could go for it. Since I really like the teasing girl, so I'm definitely going to give this one a shot for sure.
Yeah, it's like there's literally like two different art styles to it. Like towards the end here, like this whole style they had going on right here is just not, this right here and this right here is not consistent to this right here. It's just like two different art styles, and even the key art looks different. I don't think Nomad's is a newer studio, isn't it? Because I barely remember that name, so it's probably just a newer studio. It's not like it's a rom-com. It's not going to need like crazy good action animation and whatnot, so I'm not expecting like the world. Yes, it's Josh and Chan Dropkick Studio, and they've literally only done like Koikimo, Alice Gear. They don't really have much under their belt, so I guess that's the sign there. We'll see though. It looks, I think it looks good, and it's probably going to be carried by her Seiyu. Let's be honest, that's probably what they're selling it on. So we'll see if she can pull it off. Pseudo Harem. All right, time for one that I've been excited for a while now, Chris, and I am not going to read this whole synopsis. I said in my top most anticipated shows that I wasn't going to read the synopsis because it's way too long. It's like 3 paragraphs, 5, 6, 7 paragraphs. It's basically about a guy who it's in a world where the ocean levels are rising up. A lot of civilization, or at least buildings and whatnot, have been submerged underwater. This guy is in the big city. He's been like gone through some rough stuff. He goes back home to his hometown on this island just to get away and get a change of pace. He's like shackled with debt from his family. And then he gets an opportunity to take his submarine that apparently he owns and go underwater to find relics of the past, namely from this laboratory from his grandmother, I think. And he ends up running into a robot girl inside of a coffin-looking thing. He brings the robot girl up, hang out with her for a little bit. At some point, she said that she's going to fulfill her master's wish. At the same time, be his leg, because he doesn't have a leg because he got in a car accident with his mother. Remember that one? That was like a very famous title that we had at some point, was My Leg is a Lolly. A Lolly is My Leg, or something like that title. It was about, anyways. But yeah. So yeah, robot girl, cute, stuff like that. It was obviously a visual novel, ATRI, My Dear Moments. Did I mention the title yet? It's ATRI, My Dear Moments. I'm sorry. So it was a visual novel. This is being done by Troika, and it's drama, romance, sci-fi is the genres. Director worked on Lord El Moiloy, Case Files, and Bloom Into You, so really good director. And serious competition by worked on Sound Euphonium and Danger to My Heart, so another solid one there as well. So good team. Looking forward to that one. This will probably be on Crunchyroll. I don't think Crunchyroll's announced this yet, but was the Aniplex EXE was a visual novel company, and Crunchyroll is Sony Aniplex. So I have no doubt that it's
obviously
probably going to be on Crunchyroll.
Disney's going to get it.
Yeah, it's going to be Disney. The biggest plot twist ever. Disney steals ATRI. I mean, like I said before, I think we had that conversation a while back. I think it was Bleach or something like that. I'm like, it all comes down to, if they pay them enough money, they're going to be whatever. Sure, have it. It's not going to hurt us not to have this show. But I don't know that Disney wants ATRI. Like, you talk to a person in charge of that licensing. Hey, you gonna get ATRI? A what? ATRI? I think it's ATRI. Anyways, yeah. I'm, like I said earlier, I'm super excited for this one. She looks super cute. Catherine, the robot girl, she looks super cute, super Genki. It does give me a lot of really strong like key visual novel vibes, and I'm all for that. Character designs are fantastic. It's got some great music so far that I've heard. Everything's lining up to it possibly having one of those moments where it does something to break my heart, like she runs out of batteries or something. I wonder if she runs
out of batteries.
Does she run on AAA? Do you think? That's a lot, dude.
I'm not watching it now.
That's gonna be like the big climax moment, like episode. I don't know how long it's gonna go for. If it runs for single core, episode 11, suddenly she like falls over and she's like, "I'm running out. What can I do? What's wrong? Please don't leave me. My back. And she like, opens up the back of her shirt and like this big panel comes down and it's literally like like a whole crap load of rows of AAA batteries. It's like a Game Gear on steroids.
And they stopped producing AAA batteries.
The company
at the
for
beginning
AAAs
of the Great Flood.
Yeah, they had some the companies that made batteries. No, it's gonna be literally they don't make AAA anymore. It's only AA. So he's looking at all the packs. There's nothing but AA. And he's like, no, where's the AAA? Oh, look over here. Those are C's. Who has C's anymore?
Nobody uses C's.
No, the other problem is it's gonna be one of those situations where you have to like stack the batteries on each other because they're not separate pin-ins. So you have to stack it up like this and then stack up the next row. Anyways, it looks cute.
What a wild side tangent. We got stuck on batteries.
I mean, we went the whole Lolly is my leg joke, so why don't we go with she runs on AAAs?
She runs on AAAs.
Moe girl runs on AAAs. That's why she's so cute. She runs on AAAs. At least it's not those stupid little CMOS batteries.
No, it would be worse if it was the quadruple A's.
Oh my gosh. No, I'm saying the D's. But she's a lolly. She can't fit D batteries in that body.
Yeah, that's why
that would make her look all
That's
chunky.
why I said quadruple A's.
I just realized what I said. Anyways, I'm not going to even point out what I said there. I'm just going to move on. Somebody will clip it. Now that I said it, they're definitely going to clip it. Anyways, so cute. So how bad do you think the tears are going to come?
I'm not watching it, so...
You're not going to watch it? Look at how cute she is. You're not going to watch it?
She is adorable, but...
She's so cute.
But the battery thing. The battery thing has me concerned.
Look, she like cannonballs and like it's a tidal wave afterwards. She's so cute.
They're so gonna battery it.
Look at the sleeves.
They're gonna battery it.
Sleeves. It's so cute. You're gonna totally watch it.
Yeah, I probably will.
Yeah, I will. We fall for it every time, Chris. You know that.
But like the battery thing is gonna be a thing.
It's a key.
They're gonna torture me.
No, she'll be fine. I can't see it being a thing where, like, if she fulfills her,
I mean, he's throwing away his cane. So obviously,
predictions. She's fulfilling her master's thing. He was supposedly looking for his grandmother's oceanologist laboratory. So obviously, she is her master's probably his grandmother, and probably her wish that she's supposed to fulfill is to take care of him. So that's going to be what her goal is. But then the thing is, once she fulfills that goal, does she then stop? Because she no longer has a goal? Question mark. Anyways, ATRI, my dear moments. I'm excited for it. It's in my top anticipated. All right, let's go into more cute girls, Chris. A cute girl. Two cute girls, technically. Two cute girls and a boy. Senpai is Otokonoko. Or Senpai wa Otokonoko. Can true love really overcome any obstacles? Saki, a high school student, confesses her feelings to Makoto. Taken aback, Makoto reveals his secret, but the sudden discovery doesn't seem to bother Saki, who is already head over heels for him. After being rejected, Saki asks Ryuji, Makoto's childhood friend, for some advice on how to win his heart. A love triangle unfolds when Ryuji realizes that he might also have feelings for his old friend. I kind of assumed that based on the PV, but the synopsis apparently tells you. The other synopsis that I read, it was like literally she likes this girl in her class, and then the girl goes, "But I'm a boy," And then it cuts over to, and then that's pretty much it. And then, like I said, I watched the PV, and it looks like the guy's like, yeah, he likes his childhood friend. They both like the Otokonoko. But yeah, this is one that I've heard some chatter a long time ago that there was some solid stuff here, but I haven't heard it in a while, if I recall correctly. But that does have me kind of excited for it. The PV looks pretty solid too. Project Number 9 is working on it. Manga is source, comedy, drama, romance. The director worked on Tomozaki-kun, Angel 3P, and Natoyome. And the series composition writer worked on My Dress Up Darling and Build Divide. So, and it'll be on Crunchyroll. One of the few announced for Crunchyroll. What are you thinking, Chris? Are we vibing? Is the vibe check there? Are you ready for one of the cutest waifus that is Otokonoko?
Well, like we've said before, those types of characters tend to be the most the perfect waifu. So we'll see. I'm definitely curious about it, because these ones tend to be, strangely enough, they actually really work if they're and they tend to be really well written. So I would really like to see how this one plays out. The idea of kind of a love triangle being built from a character who is trying to effectively shape themselves around a character that they like. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes.
Yeah, that's the question mark. Is it like, does his childhood friend, obviously probably, I'm going to assume that he probably seen his friend at some point change that point where they want to dress themselves up as a girl and everything. I'm not sure if it's an aspect of him identifying with it, or just like the PV just gives the indication that he just thinks it's cute. He likes to wear things that are cute. But if he's going for that change, is the childhood friend like him after the change, and that's what he's attracted to? Or has he always liked his friend, but now that he's done this, he's now actually physically attracted to him? That's going to be the question mark there. I like the other girl already. She seems like she's, like, yes, super into her, and then at some point going, okay, well, obviously I'm still okay with this. But it is kind of one of those things where, like, she's kind of dedicated herself to liking her senpai that's super cute, and then suddenly going, oh, but you're actually a boy. Okay, that works too. I don't know. I don't care either ways. I was stirring up the courage to go out with a girl, but this is fine too. It works both ways, so I'm curious to see how it plays out and if it's a solid story. Looks like the studio's doing a decent job on it. Doesn't look amazing, but it looks good. So there you go. Senpai is Otokonoko. See, I was doing good. I flubbed it last time we talked about it. I was doing good this time we talked about it. Otokonoko. How to Become Ordinary. This is one that just... I have like a few shows every season that I'm going through the list and preparing for the preview. And there's a few shows that just goes, Andrew, hi. Didn't see me coming, did you? And I go, holy crap, yeah. This is great. How to Become Ordinary, or Shoshimin series. The story centers on Jogoru Kobato, who wishes to live a quiet and ordinary life after a painful experience. He and Yuki Osanai form a mutually beneficial relationship, as Yuki also wants the same thing. They start high school as classmates, with a plan to spend their peaceful days as ordinary people. But unfortunately, they keep getting wrapped up in mysteries and disasters as they happen one after another. So, it's studio's Lapin Track. Sources of the novel, genres are mystery. The director that's working on this worked on Elfen Lied, Sora no Goto, and Promised Neverland. Series composition worked on Mushoku Tensei, Shadow House, and 86. And yes, the creator behind the series, Hyoka. They created Hyoka. What did I say? Hyoka. So that series. Yeah, that was a big shocker for me. I don't know, I definitely get vibes for that in the PV itself, but yeah, obviously Hyoka, I have not watched it yet. I've seen clips. It was at the time it was not available for streaming, so I missed it. I bought the Blu-rays, never watched it. I bought the Blu-rays in order to watch it, never did. And so I understand how good Hyoka is. And I have to say, just looking at the PV for this series so far, I'm like, okay, I'm super into this. But I'm very curious as to what the story is, because I immediately, when I read that synopsis, thought, are these Chunies and they're trying to have normal lives, or are they people that are just too curious and it led him to some problems? Like, he says that he had a painful experience and now he wants to have a normal life. Is it because he snooped too much? Like, he likes mysteries and snooped too much and got in a bad spot? Or again, are they Chunies, or do they both see things and things that aren't really there, like because they're Chunies, and now they want to stop that, but now when they're trying to stop it, things keep popping up in front of them that they want to look into. But yeah, obviously the preview lays out like there's a case. Something happens. The guy's riding a bike, and then case. So, I don't know. We'll see. Seems like this writer really likes mysteries. I like the visuals, though. Visuals look good. Do you like the goth look that she's got going on every now and then? The maid, I don't know what that, maid Victorian look? Ultra widescreen PV. I wonder if the whole show is going to be ultra wide.
I think it looks gorgeous. The concept's not really working for me, but definitely her artwork for sure. I mean, this show just looks freaking gorgeous. I can't deny that at all. But yeah, I'm in the middle on this one. I'll probably try to check it out if I've got time. This one is probably going to get bumped mostly because of time. So.
You never got a chance to watch Hyouka, did you?
No.
Yeah, okay. How to Become Ordinary. Super excited for that one. All right, time for some angsty isekais. We can't go to season without an angsty isekai, Chris. We have Failure Frame. I became the strongest and annihilated everything with my low-level spells. Or Hazure Iwaku no Jotai Icho Skill de Saikyo ni Nata Ore ga Sobete wo Jurin Suru Made. Toka Mimori and his classmates are abruptly catapulted into a fantasy world, summoned by a resident goddess to serve as heroes. The good news? Most of the students display amazing skills upon arrival. The bad? Mimori is the worst of the lot, bottoming out at a measly E rank. Instance, the goddess tossed him out into the dungeon to die, but it turns out Mimori's skills aren't so much worthless as they are abnormal. Abnormally powerful, perhaps. Stupid synopsis. I don't know, does that sound like Ferretta enough for you? Yeah, it's edgy, revengey Sekai stuff. 7 arcs and Synergy SPs working on it, based on a light novel, action, adventure, drama, fantasy. The series composition writer worked on Kaguya-sama Love's War and Yamada-kun level 999. So
this is edgy Lord.
No, it's edgy.
Darth Arctis.
Yes, XXX Dark Death, God Death Dark, XXX,
gotcha.
And CGI. Which one's working on the CGI? Synergy SP. Yeah, he keeps saying pause or something like they're paralyzed. So apparently he has some kind of skill that he paralyzes thing just by yelling. But he doesn't have death, instant kill ability. So
gotcha.
he's bad. He could be so much better.
We all know death is the strongest power ever.
Yeah, do we go like full on like redo of healer thing where he uses paralyzed skill on the goddess and then does bad things to her to get his revenge?
It looked like it. I've seen a grope at some point in this.
Yeah, I did see that. It's probably gonna be the other classmates. This totally has like, you get a couple of shots of him, like the guy's like super crazy faced on the derpy crazy face at some point. It's gonna totally be one of those ones where like every other classmate's just total dirtbags, except for like 2 girls that are like super in love with him. Yeah, it looks bad. The CGI, visually, everything. But we'll see. I don't know. It could be good, but probably not.
Who knows? It'll probably work for me. It's you know me, for whatever reason.
He'll
find the weirdest ones.
Mark my words. Chris will watch Failure Frame, and he will not watch How to Become Ordinary. Mark my words. Anyways, yeah, Failure Frame. There you go. Wistoria, Wand and Sword. This was definitely going to be one that Chris going to want to watch. I mean, definitely. See here. Wistoria, Wand and Sword, or Sue to Tsurugi no Historia Wistoria, sorry. I read that instantly in my brain. I read Historia, not Wistoria. The W, man. A hardworking boy named Will enters a... So his writing. It's so his writing. I didn't realize that before. I'm sorry. I'll get to it in a minute. A hardworking boy named Will enters a magic academy in hopes of becoming a great sorcerer. Unfortunately, there's a fatal flaw in his plan. He lacks the ability to use magic. Amid the cold
kind of
stares.
Frustrating. Hate it when that happens.
I don't. You'd think that that's something you want to establish before you go there. You know, it's like an academy for magic, but you kind of need to know the magic. I don't know. Maybe he's hoping he can learn it there. Will feels discouraged at times. I'm sorry. I'm back up a line. Amid the cold stares of his classmates and instructors, Will feels discouraged at times, but he presses forward with unwavering determination. He can't use a wand. But he can wield a sword in battle to reach the top of the magic-dominated world. He just needs to believe in his own unique strengths and remember the promise that he made to someone precious to him. Studio is Actus and Bandai Namco Pictures. Sources of manga. Genres are action, adventure, fantasy. What do you think, Chris? Looking at so far the synopsis and the video and the character being named Will, who do you think the creator of this is?
I wouldn't have the slightest clue, even if I tried.
Danmachi. Danmachi. The bell, and this guy's name's Will, and I don't know, dungeon crawl. This style's kind of there too, it's sort of not, but yeah, the creator of this one is Omori Fujino, creator of Danmachi. So, no, I kind of joked at it being pretty much Danmachi creator does Mashal. This is literally Mashal. Like the magic ruled world, and he figures out some way around it, and he's super OP with his sword. I'm assuming he's going to be I mean, it could be purely physical, but I'm assuming it's a lot to do with maybe physical enhancement with magic, or maybe something like that. I've always enjoyed that kind of thing, where it's not so much that they physically push themselves, but they figure out a way of physically enhancing themselves with magic, despite the fact that they can't, push themselves with, or at least launch magic. So, I don't know. We'll see. I have a hope that it's going to be good, because I do like some of what Danmachi's writer does, but at the same time, another one of those ones where I'm not into the style of this one, and the synopsis and what I'm seeing so far is not really grabbing me.
I do like Danmachi's writing. I kind of... The main problem that Danmachi has is it keeps getting lost as to what it is that, I mean, at least I fell in love with the story for. But it ended up having something interesting that kind of came out of it. And I'll be kind of curious as to see if that same problem happens here. Where I'll end up falling in love with one thing. They'll present a bunch of
cool mechanics and then never talk about them again.
Exactly.
Which, again, isn't the fault of the writer. It's the adaptation, but that's not here or there.
So it'll be interesting to see where this goes for sure. I'll definitely give it a shot. That being...
it even has a tower in the middle that's probably the dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll see. Wistoria. Wand and sword, or I'm sorry, Mashal, magic and muscles. I mean, Wistoria, wand and sword. I'm sorry, I'm moving on. Why nobody remembers my world is our next one. Why, Chris? Why nobody? Why does nobody? Why does my? I must have copied it from somewhere where they had it titled as "Why Nobody Remembers." This site says, "Why does nobody remember me in this world?" Oh, there's two different titles. This is Why Does Nobody Remember Me in This World. This one is Why Nobody Remembers My World. The Japanese is Naze boku no sekai wo dare mo obo etenai no ka. The synopsis is, why does no one remember the true world? Oh my gosh, there's three different titles. There's three different ways of saying it. The era when the great race of 5 tribes competing for hegemony on the grounds ended with the victory of mankind led by hero Sid. However, that world was suddenly overwritten in front of boy Kai. In front of a boy Kai. Okay, I was like, whoa, okay. Reading earlier has completely broken my brain. I'm sorry. In the rewritten world, Kai saw the scene where humans lost to the 5 tribal wars because of the absence of hero Sid. Here, dragons and demons dominate the ground, and Kai is a forgotten existence from all human beings. However, after encountering the mysterious girl Rune, Kai decides to break this rewritten destiny. In a world without heroes, he inherits the hero's sword and martial arts and challenges the mighty enemy races who reign. So all those titles technically work. All those titles technically work. Because the world's been rewritten, so nobody remembers his world, but they also don't remember the true world, and nobody remembers him in this world because the world is rewritten, so nobody remembers him because the world's been written, nobody knows him. Project number 9 is working on it. Source is light novel, action, adventure, fantasy, sci-fi. The director worked on Fire Force and Vexations of a Vampire Shut-In. The creator is the one that actually created God's Game We Play and Our Last Crusade. So there you go. Great. I mean, I haven't finished God's Game We Play. Our Last Crusade was... The world building's good, and we have another season of that this season, so that's coming back. So they're okay. They're at least good in world building, I can say that much. What are you thinking, Chris? Do you like my girlfriend got turned into an angel that's chained up?
A chained up angel?
Yeah. They like showing that shot where she's just kind of sitting there like that, and then she says, "Who are you?" Because they forgot him, like the title says.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see this. I have no idea how I want to feel about it.
It seems like the writer has a
really
fascination with
me.
separation of love.
Huh?
It seems like the writer has a fascination with the separation of love. Because they're obviously together. They got separated. Again, Our Last Crusade is technically a Romeo and Juliet story. So we're going on a pattern here.
But as far as I can tell, nothing is really catching me. The character art is all right. The concept seems moderately interesting. So yeah, if I got time, I might try and catch it unless Andrew says, "Hey, go watch this." So
that has got to be the worst warp animation I've ever seen.
Right.
It just looks like they just clicked and dragged her. It just looks so weird. And then you could technically see like the top of her head is cut off. Like like they took an image of her and it was cropped accidentally, and they didn't realize it at the time. See, like it's got like a cropping at the top of it. So it's like it's cropped up there. Anyways. Moving on, why nobody remembers my world, or why does nobody remember me in this world, or why doesn't no one remember the true world? One of those 3 titles. Let's move on to the strong... We have the Demon Lord army has a strong person in it, and they're actually human, story. The strongest magician in the Demon Lord's army was a human? Mao-gun Saikyo no Majutsushi wa Ningen Data. Ike is known as the strongest magician in the Demon King's army, and is a single-handedly conquering fortresses. Anyways, the way he mowed down the enemies with his immense magic is truly a quote-unquote monster, because they have like 4 quotations there. That makes him feared by both allies and foes alike. However, he had a secret that he could not tell other demons. I'm actually human. Aiming for a coexistence between demons and humans, while the leader of the demon's army is hiding the fact that he's actually a human? ? Exclamation point. Studio is ACAT. Source is a light novel, action, adventure, drama, fantasy, and 6 competition by Toko Machida, which they've done a lot of really good stuff, so we got somebody good there. What are you thinking, Chris, besides all the horrendous CGI? I think this was a big CGI one, wasn't it? Yeah, it's got a lot of CGI in it.
I like the concept. Could be fun. I mean, usually when these types of shows kind of do their thing, they kind of try to balance that well. So hopefully this one can pull that off. A lot of the character artwork seems to work for me. So yeah, definitely interested in this one for sure.
Okay, there you go. I don't even know if I'm gonna watch the show. Now I'll give it a shot. I have zero. I have zero expectations for it. Those types of shows typically don't really work for me. But one show that is gonna work for me, I'm pretty darn sure, is the Elusive Samurai, or Nige Jojo no Wakagimi. This one is set in feudal Japan in between the Kamakura and Muromachi periods. Our hero Hojo Takatoki is a boy on the run that history all but forgotten. When the Kamakura shogunate is overthrown by Ashikaga Takauji, Takatoki's family and standing are viciously taken away from him, and he must flee to the far reaches of the land to survive and seek out his revenge. Done by Studio Cloverworks. Sources of manga. Genres are action, adventure. And series composition working on series composition worked on My Dress Up Darling and Build Divide. And we have some sub-character designs by the person that worked on Wonder Egg Priority, which I thought was kind of interesting. And the creator of the actual source material is the creator behind Assassination Classroom. So quite a departure for them. Going from what's supernatural modern times Japan evil alien destroying mankind with a classroom of kids to period piece warring period type. I don't know. Very different. So what are you thinking, Chris?
Well, I was really excited about it for a minute, and then
what happened?
Assassination Classroom.
I thought you liked Assassination Classroom.
I don't remember liking that, but I might have. I don't remember.
I thought I was the oddball out on the Assassination, unless it was like our community at the time. I thought I was the oddball out on that one because I wasn't a huge
Which
fan.
one is it? Assassination Classroom.
Like I said, it's got the alien that's going to destroy mankind, and
that's what I thought.
Yeah. And you had
I liked
was it
Bitch
Nagisa? Yeah, you like that, yeah. Didn't like anything else about it?
I don't remember liking much of anything in that one, except for Bitch Sensei.
Anyways, I'm pretty hyped for it. It visually looks super good.
I'll probably...
Cloverworks, obviously, Cloverworks going to do an amazing job.
However, I probably will watch this. We'll see.
Yeah.
Because it does look good. I do actually like the way this show looks.
Yeah, I'm curious how it's going to play out. If it's going to be more of that idea of... It obviously is implying that they're going to be trying to rebuild their... seek out their revenge, rebuild up, and hopefully go back and, I guess, take back over their lands or what. But we'll see how it plays out. Honestly, the PV looks more bubbly than anything. But I'm sure that's probably going to be one of those aspects of, like, this could possibly be before it all goes downhill. And they keep showing this one guy, and I'm sure that he's probably the guy that ends up getting killed or something like that. We'll see. We'll see, though. Looks super good. All right, the Elusive Samurai. Let's move on to some harems. Some more harems, Chris. We have too many losing heroines. Or Make Heroine ga Osugiru. This one is Kazuhiko Nukumizu is a high school boy content with blending in with the background as a background mob until he witnessed his more popular classmate Ana Yanami get dumped by her childhood friend. He felt like he had to try to comfort Yanami, but this led him to become entangled with other girls who have met defeat at love. Studio is A1 Pictures, based on a light novel, comedy, romance genres. Series composition worked on Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai and ReZero. And we had character designs by the person that worked on Electricity Coil and Art Club Has a Problem. So, some good designs there as well. What do you think, Chris? Can Girl Best Girl? Petite Girl Best Girl? Or Cover Girl, Genki Girl Best Girl? Which one's winning already?
Don't know.
Don't know?
Don't know.
It's always tan girl, best girl, Chris.
I want to fill this out. I mean, tan girl is kind of cute. But I do like the explosive soda. Explosive soda girl is kind of cute.
She could the cover girl.
Yeah, she's.
They barely show much of the. I don't know. She looks like a.
The nose in a phone girl is adorable.
Nose in a phone girl. There you go. I was looking for something. the shut in looking girl. The leave me alone and let me get my corner with that.
Yeah, I definitely think I'm going to give this one a shot. I think this one might actually work really well.
It's got a good style to it. It's got a good style to it. And a lot of the directing looks like it's really well done. There's a quirkiness to it. I think what ended up having this, I think I put this on my list of anticipated. I think the thing that kind of grabbed me on this one is just the quirkiness of it. The characters look fun. It looks like it could be a lot of fun. I'm curious how it's going to play out because obviously, again, he's going to be comforting them. He ends up getting wrapped up in all these girls. They're all having love problems. He's going to be helping them out with it. I wonder if it's going to turn one of those things where he's going to be helping them.
And then he becomes the harem lead.
Yeah, I'm thinking like he helps them try to either get over it or correct something so they can bag the person they're looking for, and then they end up falling in love with him in the end, kind of thing is what I'm expecting. So I don't know. It looks goofy. I guess the question mark that I have is, could it possibly fall into the category of where he is just completely disinterested in romance and he's trying to help them with a romance and it stays completely that? I mean, like I said, the expectation is they're going to fall in love with him because he's helping them out and comforting them. But it would be so much more interesting if it's just literally the whole thing is him disinterested in them, but helping them out as like a friend and helping them, guide them so they can find their love. That would actually be quite interesting rather than it turn into, like I said, a typical harem where they all fall in love with them. I don't know. We'll see. But like I said, it looks really good. Looks fun.
I don't know. I think that the idea of the basically disenfranchised girls becoming a harem of their own, I mean, I think that would be...
Oh, the girls all fall in love with each other? That would be great.
We could do that.
I mean, he doesn't seem like a bad guy. I don't know. He doesn't seem like a bad guy. So, I don't know. Like, typical. The main character just gets 3 words to their story. He wants to be a background mob. That's his story. That's his character. Now let's focus on the girls. That's the story you all want. That's what you all came here for. Anyways, too many losing girl heroines. Let's move on. Our first of the PA Works offerings is here, Chris. We have 3, count them, 3 shows from PA Works coming up next season. So if you're a PA Works fan, you eating good. Even better so, we don't even have to question to see if which one's going to have problems in production because PA Works has already said they finished them all. All 3 shows are done. Unlike many other shows that are still producing and delaying right now. This show, the first one is Narenare. I'm sorry, it's Narenare Cheer for You, or Narenare Hananare. They're gonna give me a tongue twister. Narenare Hananare. Nare Hananare. There you go. Sorry, Misora. I'm all messed up. Misora Kanata is a first-year student on the Takanosaki. My gosh, these names. Takanosaki High School cheerleading team. She won a national championship in middle school, but can't jump after a mistake in a competition. She befriends Suzuha, Shion, Ana, Onka, and Megami to form the Pom-Poms. Their new team goes beyond cheerleading to reach the hearts of people they cheer on. They might just change the world. Studio is PA Works, like I mentioned earlier. Source and original. Genres are sports. And the director, writer worked on Bang Dream. And then we have one of the writers worked on Bang Dream as well as Given. And then our final writer, we have 3 writers, worked on Bang Dream, Guilty Crown, and Hozuki no Raitatsu. So I think the only one that they actually are originals there, I think is just Bang Dream. Maybe Given? I think it's just Bang Dream. I don't think that's Bang Dream is my go. So that might not be original. Anyways, there you go. That's the team. And it's going to be on Crunchyroll. What are you thinking, Chris?
I think it looks fantastic. I love the idea. I've said it several times. Every time we get a cheerleader show, I would really like just a genuine portrayal of the cheerleader story. So hopefully this can actually pull it off, because cheerleaders do have some interesting things that they are going through as cheerleaders. So it'll be fun to see if they actually do that.
I will admit that the trailer has very little cheerleading. I mean, training, anyways. I mean, right there, I guess there's a lot right there. Maybe I'm thinking of the other. I've seen 2 trailers of this one. This one has a lot more cheerleading in it. The other one was just literally them hanging out, and every now and then a girl was doing parkour. and then the kids were This one's like nothing but cheerleading. Yeah, but I'll be interested in it. Again, has PA Works ever done a sports show? They did. It was Pre-Derby, didn't they? They did the first season of Pre-Derby, right?
I think so. I think you're
so.
right.
So they've done sports before. Like, I guess, like slice of life sport, I guess is the question mark. I mean, like I've said several times before, PA Works is one of the very few studios that actually does really good originals. Like, there's a lot of originals out there from studios, and they're just not good. So I'm more hopeful when it comes to PA Works, but we'll have to see. I will admit the PV doesn't have me sold on it yet. So I'm gonna have to wait. Yeah, they did the first Pre-Derby. Have they done any other sports shows? I want to say they had one other one. Which was it? Unless I'm thinking of a different studio. We'll see. Of the 3 offerings from PA Works next season, this is the least of my interest, but I will be watching it for sure. I'm going to hope that it has... I'm going to assume that's probably more geared towards slice of life than anything, and that's typically where they kind of excel at, so we'll see. We'll see. Characters look cute. It's got a very interesting coloring to it. That's the other thing, too. We'll see. We'll see. That's Narenare Cheer for you. Love is Indivisible for Siblings, our next one. We have our second Wincest show of the season coming up, Chris. We have Koi wa Futago de Wari Kire Nai. Or, is that the title again? Oh, yeah, it is. It's saying it's written by this person. Okay. It follows a boy named Jun as he falls in love with his twin girls who are his childhood friends and live next door, both of which couldn't be more different from each other. Rumi, the older sister, who has a boyish exterior but a maiden-like personality, while Naori is super girly and also a super otaku. So they're not even... Okay. I thought they were actually, I thought that they were stepsisters. They're just literally neighbors. They're the siblings, okay? So this isn't a kick. Forget it. Cancel, Chris. We're not looking at this trailer anymore. Moving on to the next one. I'm no longer interested in this show. It's no longer Wincest. Sorry. Anyways.
So they're neighbors. It would be Wincest if they
fall in love with each other. The sisters
if they do the love triangle and then just completely consummate the whole thing, it would be Wincest.
That's true. I mean, that's probably where it's going. They can't decide between the two of them, so they decided to just well, let's both go. Really? Yeah, let's just both go over there. All right, we'll go over there.
I mean, after all, we love each other too.
This is another one of those ones where I like the designs and stuff like that, but a very inconsistency in the character designs here and there. It's like very. I think that's the dude, and he looks different there. Like his chin's like super long in one shot, but in the other shot it's really short. They look cute though.
The girls definitely look cute.
Okay, now that I have I'm transitioning in my brain. I initially was thinking, yes, Wincest is going to be a lot of fun. Let's check this out. But I still had pause there because I'm like, okay, this is going to be a love triangle technically, so one's going to get hurt. Now I'm no longer have the funny joke about it being Wincest, and now it's just strictly technically a love triangle, but two of the corners are sisters that both like the same guy. So now I'm not too happy anymore. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna like this show, because one of the girls has got to lose. Again, he could choose harem, but probably not. I feel like it's just gonna be a heartbreak.
No, he would choose harem if a third girl randomly popped in and he just went, okay, I'll take all three.
The question is how much of this show is gonna be dedicated to girl watching from a distance, going, I want him. Like, most of the shots in the PV is literally girl watching from distance. It's literally girl watching from distance is most of the PV. I don't know. We'll see. I'm very mixed. I don't
know. They like I said, the girls look cute. It will really depend on how touching this show gets as to whether or not it feels good. As it stands right now, it definitely feels. It definitely feels like it has that Seishun type thing going on, but at the same time, I almost have to agree with Andrew. I don't know if I want to see one of these girls get their heart broken. So
it's unrequited love, the anime.
Yeah.
It's really what it looks like. We'll see though. Love is indivisible for siblings. All right, let's get some fun in here. We have plus Saizu Elfu, Chris. That's here. Or Elf-san wa wasararenai. Noe-kun, a massage therapist, is about to head home for the day when he's saddled with a rather strange patient. This lovely lady has emerald eyes, pointy ears, and grew up in the forest. Everything about her screams elf! Except for one thing, her bodacious body. It turns out she left her world but loves junk food. She left her world but loves junk food in this one. Anyways, and now her obsession has caught up with her. Can Noe-kun help the lovable elf girl lose the weight and keep it off?
Clearly not.
Studio is Elias, something like that. Manga is a source. Comedy, ecchi, fantasy, slice of life. And this will be streaming on iDive, so there you go.
It kind of feels like, oddly enough, the Hikikomori elf god. Can't think of it.
Otaku elf?
Was it Otaku elf? I thought it was Otaku elf, but I wasn't sure if that was it. It kind of feels...
Because it's an elf that snacks? Sure.
Yeah, there's just something about that snacking elf that just kind of screams that show. So... yeah, I'll watch it. I want to see it. I want to see where they go, because we definitely got a dark elf going on. The dark elf is gonna get onto her for getting too fat. I'm not sure if we definitely have an Oni. I'm not sure if we have a demon lord, but either way, it looks like it could be fun.
It looks like there is an ogre girl or pig girl with huge fronts. Yeah, Oni looks like a wolf cat girl. I mean, you could probably point him up there. I will say this show looks like garbage. Visually, it looks like garbage. This show looks bad. What do you think, Chris? We got dark elf, light elf, wolf girl, like orc or ogre, whatever you want to call it. What would that be? Like, just like a... I guess it could be another elf because it got point ears too, but it could be a demon or something.
It could be a halfling.
This is probably a mermaid.
We got a plant
spider.
Girl down here. What is that plant?
Yeah, the tentacle monster thing. Yes, the root. Yeah, the Groot. It's a Groot, Chris.
I have no idea what a Groot is.
Oh, come on. You know what a Groot is. Dragon? This has got to be dragon, right? Look at the eyes, though. I guess it could be dragon. Anyways. Yeah, that's funny. But like I said, visually... very, barely moving. The shot that hurts me the most is right here. That shot just... It hurts me every time I see it. That just looks so bad. Like the perspective is just all messed up. And the kids are like... It's like Berserk CGI when he's walking away, the joke shot of that. It's like that, but it's in 2D. Anyways, it looks bad. I don't know. I know that when this was first announced, there was a lot of people that were like super onto it because obviously thick elf. But I don't. It could be funny. Like this could be one of those ones where it's just completely carried by the humor. Like who cares if it looks bad? It's just carried by the humor, the writing itself. So we'll see. But definitely one that I'm going to stick with on visuals alone. That's for sure. Especially if it looks this bad and it's ecchi. I don't even think that'll carry it. Like unless the ecchi is super funny. Yeah, you need visuals. The ecchi. I'm sorry. We'll see though. Plus sized elf. Let's see. Next one is Quality Assurance in Another World. Which, when I heard that title, I thought of something completely different than what it looks like it actually is. We have Kono Sekai wa Fukanzen Sugiru. Despite its location in a remote region south of the continent of Felnark, the island of Claiborne is made up of 5 small countries crowded together and in constant conflict. In the most remote reaches of the smallest and most peaceful country on the island, the Kingdom of Bale, is the small village where a girl named Nicola lives a humble life. One day, while she's out gathering firewood, as she does every day, a massive dragon, a creature that is supposed to only live deep in the mountains, appears in front of her just as it's about to attack the village. A man named Haga rushes into the scene. Haga is a member of the King's Seekers. You could probably leave all this extra information out of here, but whatever. A top secret investigation team. Nicola has never once felt bored with her peaceful life, even when every single day is practically the same. But after meeting Haga, she's so intrigued by Haga and his travels that she decides to step out into the world herself. And then she learns the true nature of her world. What the crap, that synopsis. So, you don't need to watch the show anymore because we just heard the whole story. No, I'm joking. The visually looks good. Like, I like the style. Yeah, no, agree. It's got a unique style to it.
Yeah, it definitely is unique.
Kind of reminds me of, not like the character designs, like, but like the styling and the coloring of like, Hakume Tomikochi, something like that. Very kind of, it's got like I don't know, storybook colors to it, I guess, softness to it.
I can see that.
Story wise in the PV though, it doesn't really.
I'm not sure what was the quality assurance thing.
I don't know. I think he's supposed to be doing quality assurance. He just showed up and took out the dragon, and his job is to go around and check things and travels all over. And she hears his stories about him going around, and so I'm guessing he's supposed to keep order. I assumed it was gonna be one of those things like the people, like the dungeon people show, like where they're supposed to make sure that the quests and stuff are working right. I don't know. It's got a cell phone on the key art. Unless it's a tablet, like a stone tablet that's glowing. I don't know. I haven't figured out the show yet.
I don't know. Worth a shot. Because it's unique enough that it could possibly be, randomly be one of the actually good ones. So I'm definitely.
I wonder if it could be an idea that she is a character in a video game in a remote village out in the middle of nowhere, and maybe no players come to them. And now suddenly, like, this admin shows up, and now she wants to know about the outside world. So she leaves her NPC homeland to go about the world. I don't know. I'm trying to make up something that makes... We'll see. I'm intrigued, but at the same time, I have no clue. But it looks good. I like the style. So quality assurance in another world. We'll see. Oh, Studios I'm sorry. Studios 100 Studio and Studio Palette. So that explains why it looks very unique. Manga, source, adventure, comedy, fantasy. The series competition was done by the person that worked on Planetarian and Otaku Elf. So there's your Otaku Elf from earlier. I don't know why that matters. It's beyond Crunchyroll. There you go. There you go. Chris, it is time for our Snow White with the Red Hair like show. We have, or I guess you can Saint's Magic Powers Omnipotent too. I guess you can do that, but it's not Isekai. Oh, it is Isekai, yeah. Dahlia in Bloom. crafting a fresh start with magical tools. Madogoshi Dahlia wa Utsumu-kanai. This one is, after dying from overwork in Japan, Dahlia is reborn into another world filled with magic. Raised by a master of magical tool making, magical tool making, she develops a passion for the craft and becomes engaged to her father's apprentice. Before her father can see her wed, though, he suddenly passes away. As if this weren't enough, on the day before the wedding, her fiancé announces that he's in love, but not with her. Dahlia finally realizes that she needs to live for herself. She vows to be her own woman from now on and devote herself to her craft. Before she meets Prince Charming, and suddenly it's Doki Doki for him instead. No, I'm joking. Even if it's not quite the quietest life she was hoping for. From a chance encounter with a knight to starting her own company, there are challenges aplenty on the horizon, but this young craftswoman is no longer a shrinking violet. She's Dahlia, and she's ready to bloom.
She's gonna bloom?
Apparently, whoever wrote this synopsis.
She is gonna moetify.
This is like the stupidest synopsis ending I've ever read. But this young craftswoman is no longer a shrinking violet. She's Dahlia, and she's ready to bloom. Studio is such a romance novel, and like back of a romance novel. Anyway, studio is Imagica Infos.
Her and glasses were messed up.
And Typhoon Graphics. What's wrong with her glasses? Source is light novel.
Go back a minute.
Genres are comedy, fantasy, romance. And that's all that's interesting. What are we?
Right there.
It's just crooked. She just did her hair. Obviously, it's gonna be crooked.
I don't think it was crooked. I think that they clip arted it right over her eyes and it didn't fit.
And it didn't fit? They're like, dang it, how do you shrink the glasses? I don't know. That's not off.
It's definitely off.
No, her face line's actually off. The eyes are perfectly lined.
Glasses are off.
The face is off.
The face is fine.
It's either that or the eyes are off. So the eyes are with the glasses, no doubt. So either this entire thing is crooked or her face is crooked. It's one or the other. Anyways, yeah, I'm on board. I was kind of a little bit like, oh no, it's one of those Prince Charming guys shows up and does what the other guy didn't do right. But it looks like it could be a solid, like, you know, get out there and get him girl. Like a Snow White with... I was equating like Snow White with red hair.
I think it feels
obviously
more,
Saint Magic Power fits because it's the whole isekai girl thing, but again, Snow White with red hair is more of the prince is bad guy, and she basically runs away from the kingdom and then runs into a better prince and then does her business.
It feels more like a Snow White with the red hair.
But the red hair thing too.
Yeah, especially with her red hair. But no, it sounds cute. Could be interesting to see this. See if it actually captures the essence of what it is that I love about these types of shows. So,
see, pull that mic in. Again, that's Dahlia and Bloomu. Twilight Out of Focus is our next one. We gotta get some yaoi up in here, Chris. You ready for some hot yaois?
Nope.
Guy holding up his shirt like this.
Nope.
And showing. Watch for this. There's a shot that's exactly the same in two different shots, and it's kind of funny they do it twice. Twilight Out of Focus. Sorry. Tasso gare out focusu. Film enthusiast Mao Tsuchiya and his lone wolf roommate Hisashi Otomo. Sorry. Make
has more earrings in his ear than he has clothes on his body.
Chris, they make 3 promises. Listen. That Mao will never tell anyone that Hisashi is gay and has a boyfriend. 2, that Hisashi will never approach Mao in that way. Whatever that way means. Apparently we're supposed to know what that way is. And 3, that they'll respect each other's private time, whatever that is. The second year's ground rules should ensure a peaceful life together in their dorm, but reality is never as simple as it seems in the movies, and some things are not so easily promised. Anyways.
He had gravity-defying tears.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
There? What? What? Dude, this is a sign. That's gotta be AI. I bet you that's AI. No doubt that's AI. I swear to you. That has gotta be AI. There's no way somebody did that. Yeah, it's like the tears move before the head does. That's what's happening, because he's crying, and the camera's pointing at his side, and then he turns to the camera, and the tears move before the eye does. They're using. I bet you that's AI. And this is Studio Dean. They're obviously doing horrible, so why not try some AI to see if they can figure out something how it works?
See if they can do better. They definitely aren't doing worse.
What is going on? This is the second Dean show, right? This season? What are we doing, so. Dean? Why don't we just start doing good jobs on single shows this season before we just pile up another season of bad shows? Did you see the same shot though? I thought it was kind of funny. This shot right here. This shot is the same exact, or at least the pose. It's like he's doing it on purpose. Maybe it's his thing that he does. Oh yeah, what's up? It's hot. I'm hot, aren't I? Anyways, there you go. If you're a yaoi fan, check it out. Twilight Out of Focus. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. It's already giving me vibes of what I don't like of yaoi, which is one person being way too heavy. Way too pushy.
Way too top.
I wouldn't even call it top. I would just call it forceful, as in the R word. So that's what typically a lot of these do. Twilight Out of Focus. There you go. All right, something fun. Let's get some VTubers in here. Chris, anime has inspired VTubers, and now the VTubers have inspired anime, or at least a light novel before it came in anime. VTuber legend: how I went viral after forgetting to turn off my stream. VTuber Nanda ga Haishin Kiri Wasureta Densetsu ni Natata. 20-year-old. Oh man, she's old.
She's like,
oh my god,
1 foot in the grave.
Wow, that's almost 3 digits. 20-year-old former wage slave Yuki Tanaka now works amongst her idols, the streamers of LiveOn, one of the Japan's top VTuber companies, as the gorgeous, polite Awayuki Kokorone. She delivers only the most ladylike content. Unfortunately, her subscriber count and savings are rock bottom. One evening, after Yuki thinks she's ended her stream, she cracks open a few cold ones and more than a few crude jokes while watching LiveOn's video archive. But her viewers heard it all, and clips of her bawdy, drunken commentary go viral overnight. Yuki thinks her career is over until her manager reveals that everyone at LiveOn has been waiting for her to snap all along, and gives her free reign to drink on stream. By the way, would never happen. Now,
probably
free
not.
of all foreign purity, she jumps right into her new, even if she went viral, would never happen. She jumps right into her new rowdy drunk character and welcomed into the fold by her fellow LiveOn VTubers, who turn out to be just as crazy as she is. With her views and finances skyrocketing, Yuki's work, for the first time in her life, is actually fun. Now I'm sure we're gonna get 5 commenters saying, actually this VTuber is pretty raunchy. Yeah, they're all that. Anyways, fine. An actual company now. Not gonna happen. I will probably watch an episode of this, but I don't think I'm gonna continue watching it. I just don't care about VTubers anymore. I literally avoid anything VTuber anymore. I just have no connect. Now, it being an anime does kind of help it because it's literally not going to be she's a VTuber. She's going to be just basically a live streamer. Let's be honest.
I like the concept of it. My biggest problem is I'm not big on drunkard comment.
That's the other big no for me.
They just it's fun for a few seconds, but usually it just becomes obnoxious. And to make an entire show centered around drunkard is probably not going to work for me.
Yeah, I'm sure she's not going to be like 24/7 drunk, but yeah, I do agree with you. That's kind of the other big strike for me for the show. So that's basically what I mean. Like with the first episode watches, I'm already going to come in with 2 strikes. One's going to be its VTuber stuff, which I don't care anymore, and 2 is going to be the drinker.
But I would love I would love to see the kind of references that they're probably going to make. I mean, I see a couple of characters that I kind of recognize. Since I'm not big into VTubers, it's going to be difficult for me to follow the references, but I think I get kind of the ideal of who is supposed to be who. But yeah, I definitely want to give it a shot. I really do.
Yeah. TNK is working on it based on a light novel comedy slice of life. That's the other thing is it's not really the greatest looking thing either. It's all over the place with the art style too. It's obviously jumping back and forth between chibis and simplistic artwork and then detailed artwork and whatnot. Anyways, light novel source, comedy, slice of life. Director worked on Immoral Guild and Redo of Healer. That's a big plus there. Might be actually a good thing to check out there, Chris. And the search competition is done by Deco Ako, which I didn't write for what reason, so I'm guessing they're really good too. So there you go. That's VTuber legend. All right, Chris, it's time for In Another World with my child labor. We've been waiting for this one, Chris. It's the child labor one where he puts these 2 cute kids into work for him at adventure guilds because he's weak and they're super strong. A journey through another world, raising kids while adventuring. Or Isekai, Yururi, Kiko, Kosodate, Shinagara, Bokinsha, Shimasu. This one is Takumi gets accidentally killed by the wind god Sile and is reborn and summoned to another world. After giving Takumi his sincerest apology, Sile grants Takumi with skills and sends him to another world, Eteldia, that Sil presides over. However, this new world is a vast forest filled with dangerous monsters. In the forest, Takumi finds a young boy and girl who appear to be twins. He is worried about their safety and names them Alan and Elena, and decides to take care of them. I like how he just legit finds some random kid and just runs off with them. They're probably slimes. They're totally gonna be slimes, right?
Of course.
Is that... Oh, that's just... Why they have like some like school kid... They gotta be isekais too. They got like some little kids school outfits. No, they got like all magic bags and stuff. I don't know.
Well, I love how hard he strained for the names Alan and Elena.
You know, it's gonna be
Alan and Elena.
It's gonna be one of those things where he's like, "What's your names? Names? All right, I guess I have to name you guys. It's gonna be one of those stupid little things that plays out, and he suddenly comes up, sees something, and goes with it. Anyway, sorry, that was dumb. He soon finds out by his surprise that they're able to defeat a monster with their bare hands. The 3 of them reach a town, and Takumi decides to register at the guilds to make a living. He begins his life as an adventurer while taking care of the 2 children. An isekai fantasy about the adventure with 2 kids. I like how they so nicely in the synopsis skirt around the idea that he literally makes them kill things for him to make money. And it's like he literally puts them to work.
He's definitely not putting them in danger.
He just literally puts them to work. Yeah, he literally has them kill monsters to make money. Not putting them in danger at all. Not swimming down in the middle of the ocean where apparently they can breathe. This is another one that's like super rough visually. Super rough visually. EMT Squared, I thought they did a couple good ones, didn't they? Why is that like sound like
I definitely want to give it a shot. I want to see the kind of parental figure type thing that they could possibly do, or it could just turn into a fun romp. I don't mind either situation, and hopefully they'll steer away from just becoming boring garbage. We'll see.
Probably not. Yeah, they were good. I mean, they did Kuma Bear. They had
Kuma Bear
Mofu
gives me a lot of hope. Yeah,
Shimatsu Train is really good. So they must have a really low budget for this. Even Beast Tamer was a good visually show. That's weird. I don't know. I mean, technically, there's some other ones in here that aren't as good, so they have some drop points, I guess. But yeah, very weird. But yeah, this PV is just like half the time just them like they're in the water and it's just literally them just taking these little pictures of them and just sliding them across the screen. Let's just drag this and roll it over here. Don't even animate them swimming. A journey through another world, raising kids while adventuring. All right, Chris, it's time for Chobits. It's our Chobits show. You're super going to be watching this one. That's for dang sure. I know it. My wife has no emotion. Or boku no suma wa kanjo ga nai. Takuma is a single guy who does nothing but go to work and come home. Too tired to do chores, he decides to get a robot to cook and keep house. Mina-chan is such a good housekeeper. Takuma jokes that he should become his wife. Mina takes Takuma's jokes seriously, and slowly the two start doing more things together, like having a picnic outside. As time goes by, Takuma starts to fall for Mina. But can a human and a robot ever have an equal, loving relationship? Tezuka Productions is working on it. Sources of manga, comedy, romance, slice of life, sci-fi, and director worked on Sunlise and Pluto, as well as series composition by the person that worked on Rent a Girlfriend and Eden's Zero. Eden's Zero. What are you thinking? Chobits, it's not Chris? It's not hashtag not my Chobits?
I don't know. This could be interesting. Is it because it looks like he's pulling out the owner's manual at one point, maybe probably trying to toy with
what I got from
adjusting her programming. That could be fun.
What I got from the PB when I was listening to it, like vocally what they're saying, it sounded like essentially at some point he says, you know, you should be my wife kind of thing. And then she seems to take it seriously. And then I think he leaves, and when he comes back, suddenly she's being more attentive of him. And I think what she's trying to do is she's trying to do what she should be doing. He's checking the manual because he's trying to figure out, wait, can she actually fall in love with me kind of thing? I think the question mark is can she actually be in love with me kind of thing? I think is what it's basically implying. But I don't know. It seems cute. That's some really large text there that you can read, Chris, if you want to try that. The other outfits she has there is super cute. I know it's got like a really cute little outfit. I like that one. I don't know. Obviously, Chobits was going more for comedy, ecchi stuff, with like a story towards the later part of it. This one obviously seems like it's going to go for more slice of life romance. I'm curious how that play out. I mean, yes, they could technically get some interesting stuff with, yes, technically a lot of the can robots love thing is obviously the question mark there. I doubt they'll get as heavy as the idea of should he be in love with a robot and the question mark there. I doubt they'll go that direction. It's probably more likely going to be in the element of, can this be love? Can she be in love with me? Or is she just a robot doing what she's programmed to do? And I don't know. I mean, that could be decent as well, but it could be a nice little, like, slow, cute show. I'm not sure that the comedy is going to be like great. Nothing in the PV anyway so far has been like, that looks hilarious. Other than him going, we should fall in love and get married. He kind of looks dorky. He looks like a dork. I know. We'll see. We got 2 robot waifu shows for this season. Atori and My Wife is at No Emotions. I don't know if Atori is going to be a waifu character. She's super cute, but I doubt she's going to be waifu. She could be a waifu character in that show. I'm sure he probably falls in love with her. All right. A show that's technically already airing. Should I even watch this PV? I don't even think I want to watch the PV. See if it. Yeah, I don't even want to watch the PV. I don't even want to watch it. Sorry, Chris. You might want to watch it, but I don't want to see it in the corner of my eye. Dead Demons Destruction is technically already airing right now. We've had episode 0 and 3 episodes, so it's technically already airing. But since it's going 18 episodes, I figure it's going to be a summer show for us. But yeah, Production H is working on that one. As the world is threatened by the sudden appearance of a mysterious alien mothership, ship, best friends Koyama and Ontan carry on their high school lives. But as they grow up, they face existential questions, learning adulthood's complexities, and that the true threat may not be from far above. It's gotta be the mean humans, obviously, not the aliens invading. But yeah, Production H plus H is working on it based on a manga, comedy, drama, slice of life, sci-fi. This was technically already a two-part movie, and then they basically out of nowhere, like not even like 3 weeks ago, it feels like, came out and said they're going to turn it into an O&A series. Crunchyroll started disputing it. First and foremost, do not watch episode 0. I'm warning everybody not to watch episode 0. I've been told by several people that I can trust that say that it's literally like, it's 100 chapters, I think, is the series, the manga series, and that episode 0 takes place in like the 95th chapter, around there. Like, it's almost at the end of it. So I'm assuming they made episode 0 to bring in the people that watched the movie to watch the series, because I can't see who else would want that. So I started on episode 1, and it's been incredible so far. So I highly recommend checking it out. Reiko Yoshida is actually doing the series composition, which she's obviously, she worked a lot with Naoko Yamada, like Silent Voice, Heike Story, Nanbayori. So good stuff there. It looks good though. It visually looks great. I'm loving it so far. Highly recommend it. Besides, the subtitles kind of sucks. It censors things. Hopefully they fix it. Hopefully. All right, Chris, let's get into PA Works' second of 3 shows. This is the one that I actually put on my most anticipated shows of the season coming up. Of the PA Works shows, before I found out about Sakuna coming out, this one was my hype one. Midnight Punchu. Mayonaka Punchu is the Japanese title. Mayonaka Punch centers on Masaki, a member of the YouTuber group Harakiri Sisters, who gets fired because of a certain incident. Aiming for a comeback, Masaki meets Live, I'm not sure what they're going with. The two girls have different goals, but together they make a high-tension comeback and aim to reach 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Again, PA Works working on it. Original comedy. That's it. That's all I have for you guys. Nothing else is interesting. So we're just going with that. Like I said, I was pretty hyped for this one. The PV kind of indicates this idea that, yes, she has this fallout with her friends. And then she goes to some, like, it looks like an abandoned hospital or something. And she ends up running into what appears to be a vampire. And the vampire chases her down, but then, like, shoots her up in the air. And she records some stuff up in the air. Kind of like a Call the Night thing where they're, like, flying over the air together. Cue the music. But no, the dialogue after that implies that she basically tells this vampire, hey, help me reach 1 million subscribers, and then if I can, you can eat me. Like, she literally just gives herself up to this vampire as long as she can get her subs. And it seems to imply that I think all the other girls that are hanging out with them are all, like, supernatural in some way, so they're probably going to get fandom on YouTube, through supernatural characters doing shenanigans. It looks fun. It looks like a bunch of dorks just going out and having fun and trying to get viral. What do you think, Chris? Do you like Call the Night? PA Works Call the Night?
I love the concept.
Wait, is Creepy Nuts is totally not working on this, right? Totally not.
I absolutely love the concept of doing the supernatural thing, getting the social media to go crazy over that. But yeah, I like the style. I like the character art. Definitely looks cute. So definitely am feeling like I'm going to try this one for sure.
Feeling like I'm going to try it.
Are
you getting vibes of what any of the other ones are? I guess it could be like a ghost. Usually
There's
when they have,
got to
like,
be a
one
ghost
eye.
in there somewhere because one of them did the kind of weird smoky thing. So,
Oh.
but no, I have not really. I can't really gather what they're supposed to be.
Okay, I'm looking for it. I'm looking forward to it. Bye Bye Earth, Chris. This one's finally coming out. This one feels like it was announced a long time ago. We have Bye Bye Earth in a world of anthropomorphic animals. Belle Block was born as the only human being, having no fangs, fur, or scales. She was called Faceless, and she lived a lonely life. No one else she could identify with. I want to be part of the world. With such longing in her heart, she decides to set out on a journey to find her roots. Carrying the Runding, a great sword as tall as she is, she doesn't know how many adversaries await her along the way. You know, by Liden Films, based on a novel, action, adventure, fantasy as the genres. The director worked on Killing Bites. Damn. Kevin Pinkin's going to be doing the music for it. And the writer of the series is Toa Ubakata, who, of course, did Marduk Scramble. So that's a biggie for me. And this will be streaming on Crunchyroll. So there you go. Yeah, I think when me and Chris talked about this a long time ago, I was pretty hype on it. And that was mostly around the art style. Now, yeah, quick refresher for me does kind of point out that the art style has changed quite a bit going to anime format. See if Chris remembers this one. Remember that artwork? That definitely doesn't look like her, does it?
No.
Like the PV, she has short hair too, doesn't she?
Yeah.
They changed her. They changed her a lot. So, because the art style of the light novel looks very Ranger Murata. Looks very Ranger Murata.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Ranger Murata, but it looks like it. Illustration is Yoshitaka Amano, so no. It looks good, but yeah, this obviously the show itself looks a lot more generic. I mean, it's not generic looking, it's just more like, it's very sharp. It's very sharp edged.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely in the mood for a good, solid fantasy. So this could be definitely work for me in a lot of ways. I'm feeling my scheduling packing up very hard, so I think this one's going to knock off something else.
Oh, look at this one, Chris. Where is it at? Hold on. This is. I'm going to show you the most important character. You've probably already seen him in the other trailer, but most important character. Chris, can you tell me why this is the most important character of the entire show?
No, because he's actually very ugly and irritating me.
He's got like that whole like what's that Total Recall thing going on with the belly monster, the dude in the belly. It's Kendra Suda, Chris.
Oh, is it?
He's in Kendra Suda voice going on with it. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Can you hear it? It's this one right here. This one's not Kendra Suda. This one's Kendra Suda. But no, I'm with Chris on this one. This is easily in my top most anticipated of the season. A lot of it has to do with I loved Marduk Scramble a lot, so I have a lot of hope for Toa Bakata on this one. But yeah, we'll see what plays out. I'm in agreement. I think it's got a sharpness to it. Unfortunately, again, didn't capture the style of the show, but the source material. But honestly, nobody expected them to be able to animate what that art is on there. That's just like Ranger Mata stuff. I never expected them to actually pull it off, except for maybe Shangri-La was pretty close. But yeah, it would be good to have a really solid pure fantasy show. We'll see though. It's Bye Bye Earth and Kevin Pinkin music. I always go for it. All right, Chris, your anime of the season coming up. Are you ready for it?
I hope so.
He parries everything. Title: I parry everything. That's the title.
A super tank.
He parries everything.
Is he a super tank?
The kingdom of clays faces a dire crisis. An assassination attempt has just been made on its own princess, Lunenburg, and its neighboring countries. Hold on, my scrolling is too far over. I'm missing the last letter here. And its neighboring countries eye the aftermath like starving vultures, plotting the kingdom's downfall. The ensuing conflict will shape the face of the continent for centuries to come. But NieR doesn't have a clue about any of that. But we thought we'd bring it up in the synopsis so that you're aware of the overall story before we get into the character that doesn't have anything to do with any of that. Having freshly arrived at the royal capital after overgoing a decade of rigorous, isolated training at his mountain home, he's dead set on achieving his childhood dream of becoming an adventurer, even if the only skill he possesses are useless ones. Sure, he can bracket, parry, unbracket thousands of swords in a span of a single breath. But nobody knows you need more. But everybody knows that you need more than that if you want to become an adventurer. Our hero's road to making his dream come true will be long, parentheses, question mark, and arduous, parentheses, question mark. But if there's one thing NieR's not afraid of, it's some good old-fashioned hard work. That has got to be the most boring synopsis that I have ever read. I like how everything's
so is he a super tank?
Mark. He can parry. He can parry thousands of swords. Well, no. Sorry. That does not mean tank. Because you can parry thousands of swords in a single breath does not make you a tank, because what's the most important thing about a tank?
Dodge.
No. You're like the tank guy, Chris. You have to hold
aggro.
So I guess if he, I don't know, maybe he has to work on his insults. I don't know. Your mama's a Fuda. Got him. Studio LM. He's got it down. Source of light novel, action, adventure, fantasy. Series composition worked on Kakaguri Twin and Ninja Kamui. So, and streaming on High Dive. No, that's a good pickup by you, High Dive. Not really. I don't know. It could be good, I guess. Look at that. He's so OP. He's
parrying the entire forest.
Wait, is he? No,
he parried the whole forest.
He's blowing wind. He's not even touching the swords with parrying. They're just swinging up there. What's the point of that?
To show off how OP he is, obviously.
Is he going to jump around and maybe like whatever random location they swing in, he has to parry it? Maybe. I don't know what he's doing there. He strung up a whole bunch of swords and he's blowing wind at it with his sword. Anyways. Excited?
I give it a shot.
All right.
I want to see a super tank.
All right, Chris, are you ready for pest control in the dungeon? In the dungeon with my pest control? With my bug spray? With some cute little lolly girls? Summoning cute lolly girls and spray painting slimes? Nobody's way up to an exploration hero level is the title. Mob Kara Hajimaru Tansaku Eiotan. Kaito Takagi is a low-status high schooler, a background mob character, you might say. He is just a low-level explorer who hunts slimes every day in the dungeons that appear all around Japan, earning pocket money while admiring his childhood friend, a class queen, from afar. One day, a golden slime he had never seen appear before him. After he defeats it, it drops an extremely rare item, worth hundreds of millions. A card that can summon a mythical being. After he decides to activate the summon, a warrior maiden with unparalleled beauty appears. That was a lolly. That's a lolly. I mean, she's beautiful, but I wouldn't call her a warrior maiden. She's a lolly. That's a lolly.
And then he summons a demon lord later?
Yeah, they got a little succubus looking girl. I don't know. Anyways, rise above the mobs, Kaito. A modern battle fantasy story has begun. It's got to be dragon.
You think she's a dragon? I'm going with you on the succubus thing.
Didn't she have a dragon tail? No, those are her tails. Never mind. She got little succubus wings. She got to be demon or succubus or vampire. Studios Gecko. Action fantasy. The director worked on Seiren and 100 and Dendrogram. Infinite Dendrogram, that was a good show. Not. Serious Competition writer worked on Does Time for Torture Princess and Do It Yourself. That's good. There you go. Dive in dungeons with my raid spray and lolly girl. Excited?
Definitely. I'm all for it. Cute characters, goofy concept. I'm on board.
Here's my prediction.
Not quite sure about the insecticide thing though.
He's like, he literally is pay to win. He's like, I sucks, but I could buy spray to kill slimes, and then he gets lucky and gets an OP card. He literally just like spends all his pocket money on Slime Begone, and that's all he can really kill is slimes. And then he just gets super lucky with this like 0.000001% drop rate. And instead of selling the thing for, what is it, hundreds of millions, which I don't know, what is that in would it be like 10,000? If it's 100 million, it would be. Let me just do this. Let's do this one, so we can get the conversion rate too. 100 million yen, Japanese yen to USD. I don't want won or something. Yeah, 634,000. It's a pretty. So Chris, Lolly, Maiden, OP Warrior, or $600,000.
I'd go with the Maiden Warrior. So.
Yeah, I think the thing there is like he could probably take the OP Lolly Maiden Warrior and make that money eventually. I don't know how easy it is to make. I mean, he it seems like he get. Okay, question is does he use that card multiple times and that's why he's got two of them, or does he eventually get another drop of it?
I'm assuming he's getting another drop at some point.
Because it says it's an extremely rare
he's
item.
Clearly got good luck.
It says a card that can summon mythical beings, which I guess that could be implying the idea that you can summon, it's random what you would summon, but you only summon one of them. I don't know. That's curious. Does it ever show the two of them together, the demon girl and her?
I thought it did at one point.
You got it at some point, because they got to fight.
Yes, because he was
there. It is, yeah. I don't know. That'd be interesting. What's the limit? Is there a limit on it? I'd be curious. No, my predictions here is that I think the two girls are cute. I think they'll be a lot of fun. They're like super OP characters. That's really what it is. It's weak dude gets two OP cute lollies. But my problem is going to be is if it's too focused on him alone running around doing stupid crap and not enough with him actually summoning them to do stuff. Because him alone is probably going to be super boring. I just have a feeling him alone is going to be super boring.
Well, I don't see really a point in the going outside, because apparently there's a outside girl too.
Yeah, she's, I'm assuming, is the girl that was talking about, the childhood friend that's class queen.
Oh.
She's probably, I don't know if she's like a dungeon diver or she's class queen as in that she's just really beautiful and everybody likes her. And then she's like super worried about him going in the dungeon. You went in the dungeon again, didn't you? You're going to get hurt. Anyways.
Who knows? Maybe that was the healer character that was in that picture.
Was there a healer character?
I don't know. Compare her outside.
Where's the healer character?
It was on the novel picture.
Oh, there's a novel picture. Okay. Oh, her right there?
Mm-hmm.
I guess. Where's she at? The design changed a lot if that... I mean, she didn't have the pigtail going on. The ribbon color is different, so that's got to be... It could be a complete character design change. Anyways, that's nobody's way up to an exploration hero level. All right, the rookie middle-aged adventurer was trained to death by the most powerful party to become invincible. That's the title, not the synopsis yet. We're not to the synopsis yet, people. That's the title. The Japanese title is, bear with me, Shinmai Osan Bokensha Saikyo Party ni Shinnu Hodo Kita Erereta Moteki ni Naru. It is a common knowledge. So if you don't know what's going to come up here in a second, you're dumb. It is common knowledge the best to become an adventurer It is best to become an adventurer when you are as young as possible, because the magical power that is the basis of an adventurer's strength will hardly grow if you don't train it while you are young. Didn't know that one. I mean, Mushoku Tensei kind of gets into that. But this man, Rick Gladiator... Rick Gladiator. Hi, my name's Rick Gladiator, who became an adventurer when he was over 30 years old, had the combat power of an S-rank adventurer, the highest rank in the world. In fact, Rick had lived an unimaginable life with the members of a legendary Ori Halkenfist, a party of the continent's strongest adventurer. From dragons to vampires, Rick's fighting prowess, trained by his literally monster mentors, allows him to defeat elite adventurers one after another who try to underestimate him. So he's an adventurer that just beats up other adventurers. That's interesting. There you go. Yumita Company's working on it. Light novel, action, adventure, comedy, fantasy. The director worked on Q and Ice Shield 21. What are you thinking, Chris?
Don't like its look.
Don't like it.
It doesn't look good to me.
Don't like it. Yeah, I think I seem to remember I didn't like the visual.
I actually do like the concept, but I don't like the style at all.
You don't even like it? I mean, it doesn't... It's one of those ones that I think it gives me a feeling like it's trying to hide that it's not really well animated, but it's got some detail to it. But yeah, it's very unique. It's got a style to it, that's for sure. I don't know. I do like this new... I do like this surgence of male protagonist characters that are in their 30s or 20 and 30s. We're kind of like suddenly out of nowhere, like trying to, I guess, break the stigma that once the characters reach 20, they're 1 foot in the grave. I don't know. Like Kaiju number 8 was really good. So maybe this is the new trend. Characters life beyond 20. The new Japanese trend, life beyond 20. No, I'm sorry. Life beyond 18. Let's be truthful here. This one's a good one. This is one I know me and Chris, I think we're both on board with. One that's going to be on High Dive as well. And that is Dungeon People. Dungeon People. Dungeon no Naka no Hito. On the hunt for her missing father, Master Thief Clay heads off into an unexplored dungeon. But, much to her surprise, the dungeon's caretaker offers her a job. Thievery hasn't worked for her thus far, so perhaps this new career path will take her closer to finding her dad. But change is never easy. From interviewing monster guardians to positioning traps to confound would-be explorers, Clay has a lot to learn about what it means to be one of the dungeon's people. Studio is OLM, based on a manga, adventure, comedy, fantasy as genres. Director worked on Total Fantasy Knockout. Suzuka and writer worked on Total Fantasy Knockout as well. So apparently they've worked together. And the creator of this series, this one was kind of a little bit of a shocker for me. The creator of this series is the creator of Mahou Shoujo Nante Moi Desu Kara. Remember that one? I'm done being a magical girl.
That's what I thought it was.
The one that the magical girl turns into a swimsuit outfit.
Yeah, it feels like it. This, I absolutely love the concept of this. The idea of trying to get behind the scenes in the dungeons. Some of them work, some of them don't. I hope this works. I love the concept. Am absolutely on board with this.
Yeah, I love the intro. It's literally her fighting a
Minotaur.
I want to go on Taurus. And then so he throws the axe and it busts through the wall, and he's like, "Oh crap! I didn't know that wall was hollow or whatever." And so that's when she meets this lady that's like running the whole place behind the scenes, and it's just like they're bowing to them. They're doing like interviews and stuff like that with the different monsters. I'm assuming the goblin she killed at the beginning is not really dead, otherwise that's pretty tragic. But it looks funny. My assumption when we first heard of this was going to adaptation was like I was thinking about the idea that she was going down in the dungeon in order to find her father, and then does she find out the father's actually working there too, or maybe he's trapped in the bottom area that's kind of they've lost contact with or something. I thought it had a good, cute little concept to it, so it sounds interesting. It definitely has the potential to be interesting, or it sounds unique enough that I think I could be really, really interested in it. But at the same time, I do have an itching of like, but can this actually be entertaining is a question mark. Or is it just going to be like a lot of those other ones that we kind of run into where it's like, oh, time to fill all the traps in the chests and make sure to always apply one mimic to each level because we always got to have one mimic that sets off. And it kind of gets a little bit too meta in the JRPG video game tropes and stuff like that to the point where you're like, yeah, I get it. They break all the vases, so you have to replace all the vases. I get the joke. Move to the next one. I don't know. We'll see. Dungeon People, though. I like how we just walked away from Dungeon Meshi, and now we got Dungeon People. Dungeon Meshi ended last week, so time to replace it. All right, let's get some Grendizer U. I'm probably saying that wrong. Grendizer U. Following a devastating attack by Vega's forces on planet Fleed, Duke Fleed and Grendizer escaped to Earth. When he got there, Dr. Amon, the head of the Space Research Center, adopted him and gave him the name Daisuke. Daisuke. What? Daisuke. While they were working hard side by side in the center of the quest to find out what strange objects appear in this city sky, they were surprised by an attack that jolted Daisuke's memories. It's being done by Gaina, source of manga, action adventure, mecha, and of course the creator is Go Nagai. I've never actually seen anything on this franchise before. I know who Go Nagai is, but I don't think I've ever seen anything on this franchise. I don't think it's a sequel. I'm pretty sure like all the listings show it not a sequel, but it's based on the franchise, so I'm obviously not going to watch it because I have no clue about the franchise. What about you, Chris?
Probably not.
Some pretty nasty looking CGI. I'm going to be perfectly honest. That's some. It's not terrible, but it's not good. Definitely not my style. But there you go. I don't have a trailer for this one, but yes, Terminator Zero apparently is coming out in August on Netflix, and that is going to be the Terminator anime that is happening. Apparently, I thought it was a joke, but apparently it's happening. 2022, a future war was raged for decades between the few human survivors and an endless army of machines. 1997, the AI known as Skynet gained self-awareness and began its war against humanity. Caught in between the future and the past, soldiers sent back in time to change the fate of humanity. She arrives in 1997 to protect the scientist. So it's not going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm guessing. She arrives in 1997 to protect a scientist named Malcolm Lee, who works to launch a new AI system designed to compete with the Skynet's impending attack on humanity. As Malcolm navigates the moral complexities of his creation, he's hunted by an unrelenting assassins from the future, which whoever alter the fate of his three children. So it's been done by Production IG. I didn't see anything else beyond that has anything interesting, but we'll see. Again, it's kind of worrying that we're not even a month and a half would it be now from August? It's a month and a half, right? So that's not good that we have literally 3 screenshots of this show. we're over a month and a half away and we have 3 screenshots to work with on this show. So maybe it's like a 20-minute long like O&A. I mean,
Short
it's O&A
movie.
because it's on Netflix, so
Short movie.
I can see that. All right, time to get the last. We're going to get the last of the PA Works shows here, and then we're going to ask Chris which one's the most exciting. This is the last, though. Sakuna of Rice and Ruin, or Tensui no Sakuna Hime. This one is anime adaptation. Well, the synopsis is it's an anime adaptation of Sakuna Rice and Ruin, the video game. Thank you. Is there a short just what's the games? I love these websites that aggregate this information sometimes because it's like, why would you even bother making that synopsis? I guess the obvious answer there is that there's a possibility the anime will not be the story of the game. So Players control the goddess Princess Sakuna, who is tasked with exploring the islands and I thought there was another, like, there's an actually story that I remember. Oh, there is. The game follows Princess Sakuna, a spoiled warrior and harvest goddess. That's what it was. Who is banished by her banished with her familiar Tama and a small band of humans to an island of demons after the humans inadvertently entered the heavens' lofty realm where the gods reside and accidentally caused chaos while Sakuna tried to stop them. Unable to immediately send the humans back home, head goddess lady Kamuhitsuki tasked Sakuna with looking after them while also clearing the island of demonic beasts after the time comes that when she can send them, the humans back to their home world, their own world. That's actually decently interesting. See, my concern that I went into this is like, okay, I really wanted to play this game when I seen it because I love the art style of it and I love the concept of it. You like, it's a side scroller action game, and you like jump around and hit things with your little like wand. I think she had like a ribbon or something like that. And then she'd go back to the house, and at the house she has like literally a rice crop that she's making, and then she has this family is actually inside the house itself that she talks to on a regular basis. So that makes sense, the idea that she tried to stop them, gets in trouble, and now she has to take care of them until they can finally go back home. So as an interesting concept there that could possibly, but again, my concern that I had with this, like, okay, it's PA works, super hype, it looks super good, the PV looks really good, it's got a great style to it, but my big concern was, is the story good? That's my big hang up, is there a good story in this game? I mean, obviously, since it's an adaptation, I would hope it's good.
I don't know. Probably this one, if you're asking me. I think this one looks absolutely fascinating. Absolutely looks good.
I hope it has some good like family vibes.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I think in the end, because like I said, my top most anticipated list, I chose the Midnight one. But that was before this was announced, so I would probably swap it for this one. This one's probably the one I've been looking forward to the most for a while now.
I mean, I'll definitely watch both of them for sure. Probably the third one, if I remember right. That was the Cheer.
Cheer, yep. The director worked on Komada, A Whiskey Family, so the PA Works film here recently. The Series Composition scriptwriter worked on Sound Euphonium and Girls Band Cry, Danger to My Heart, and Bloom Into You, so really solid script writer there. Music being done by the person that worked on Mushoku Tensei and Land of Lustrous, as well as District Family and Dimension W. I didn't know he worked on those two, too. So it's really solid music, really great director and script writer, so it's got a good team behind it. That's for sure. That hypes me a little more. We'll see. We'll see. Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. And our last of the new shows is a show that I thought was actually delayed. But then I discovered that it's just delayed for a month. It's still going to be a summer show. And that is Trump. Delico's Nursery. In the past, the vampire race that ruled over the land had the power of immortality. In the present day, this power had been lost, and the world has been divided into two groups. The now mortal vampire race and the human race that coincides with the limited lifespan. Coincides with their limited lifespan. Okay, go. However, it is said that somewhere in this world exists one soul vampire that still has eternal life. True a vamp. I'm guessing that's where they get the Trump from. It's true, TRU, and then MP, maybe? The originator of vamps, connecting the first and last letter, it literally explains it at the end of it. It literally explains it at the end, Andrew. Connecting the first and the last letters, people call the origins of the vamp race Trump. There you go. Note. In this synopsis, it says, note. Delico's Nursery is a completely new work based on Kenichi Suemitsu's Trump stage play and serves as a sequel to the grand, oh my gosh, that name, Guignol 2017 stage play in the series. Being done by Studio JC staff, stage play is a source, fantasy, supernatural. Director worked on Trinity 7, Magical Index, and Asmodeus. And the creator of series script, kind of, like I said earlier, Kenichi Suemitsu did work on Welcome to the Ballroom. Series composition work for it. So There you go. Exciting, Chris?
I actually really like the artwork. Not sure about the style or the concept. I may or may not try. I don't know. I don't want to promise something on this one. This definitely, like I said, I really like that artwork.
When we first talked about this a while back, I was pretty sold on the idea of like these caretakers of the kids and these vampires and stuff like that, but the PV doesn't look like it's going for that. But either way, like I'm fine with it. I like a good vampire story, whatnot. My biggest concern, and this will always be my concern with a lot of these things that are based on stage plays. Stage plays. We've had a few of them recently. What always happens with these stage play adaptation in animes is that you always have this sense that everybody feels like they're walking onto the stage. And now they could totally pull this off and make it like it's all in the directing and how they present it in the anime, whether or not it's going to feel like a stage play. Because I'm sorry, a stage play feels way too pushed in the idea that these two people walk onto the stage and they talk to each other. And I got a strong feeling of that. What was that one? God, I forgot what that was called. It was a really horrific looking CGI show that we had here recently. But it felt like that. It literally kept feeling like scene change. Two people are forced to have to come up to each other and talk. And it always felt forced. I don't know. Like I said, I agree with the style itself. It kind of feels stiff, like super stiff at times. But it is an interesting style to it. But as to if that like translates into a really solid anime, that's my question mark. It sounds like a cool concept to it. So we'll see. Very mixed. My final is that very mixed. We'll see though. I'm gonna be waiting a month and a half though. All right, our returning shows, Chris. It's time, Chris. Hype. Otokonoko is back. Season 2. The synopsis is the second season of Otokonoko, if you missed it. Of course, Studio Dogokobo working on it. Manga, drama, mystery, psychological, supernatural. Gonna be on High Dive. Again, for those who don't know, this is written by Aka Akazaka. Of course, is the writer of Kaguya-sama Love is War. Super hyped for this to come back. The PV is already has me hooked. Obviously, we had with the first season, and a lot of it was focused on like, yeah, they had the idol thing towards the end there, but it was a lot of focus on him working in the television sphere or movie. And then now they're at the end of the first season, they were getting into them going to. He got a lead that somebody was involved that he's looking into. I don't really want to spoil even at this point because I still want people to, if you never watched Otokonoko, to go watch Otokonoko without any information on it. But they're going to a stage play. They're working on a stage play performance, which I think was like a, what they call it was like a 2.5 3D stage play where they like kind of present like holographic images and stuff like that to enhance the stage performance. So anyways, PV looks great. I cannot wait for it. I love season 1. I think his writing is fantastic, and I can't wait for more.
Yeah, definitely.
Bagel? Tower of Gods coming back. I don't know. I still, to this moment, I don't even know if I'm going to watch season 2.
No.
I did not like season 1.
I jumped off early in that one as well. I thought you liked it.
It did something good towards the later part of it, but at the same time, it was like one of those ones where like the beginning of it, it's like it's just too confusing, and it doesn't feel like it wants to explain anything. And okay, now we're just doing this whole like let's all compete going up the tower, and you get your wish granted. And then at some point, it got really good with some of the characters. There's a few characters that were in the cast that I was super fascinated by. I didn't care for the main character and this girl that he's obsessed with, and they have this whole stupid betrayal thing at the end of it, and I'm like, whatever, get out of there. So it's one of those ones where like there's a set few characters that I'm interested in, but like the sucky thing is I don't like the main guy. So I don't know. I'm very mixed on if I'll check out season 2. Wow, this is not a very selling PV. It's just literally the manhwa. It was a manhwa, right? I think it was a manhwa. Anyways. There you go. That's coming. Fairy Tail, Chris. 100-year quest. 100 years quest is coming out. I made a joke saying that the Fairy Tail, the final season, was not the final season. They're like, but that was Fairy Tail final season. As opposed to Fairy Tail 100-year quest is a different fairy tale. It's fairy tale, isn't it? Is it like fairy tale and then it was fairy tale final season and then fairy tale 100 I don't know. It's still a dumb title. You can't. That's like the whole thing with Attack on Titan final season part 1 part 2. It's like, don't defend it. Like, I make a joke about them making the final season. You laugh with me. Don't you accept that crap and try to explain it to me. How dare you? Anyways, that's coming out.
Yeah, definitely gonna watch that. I've got to catch up on the rest of the show though.
You didn't watch the final season yet. Yeah, but you did that prequel story one, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you just haven't watched the final season.
Right, because we stopped because we were watching it.
Don't blame me.
I did not blame you. I said I
Because.
stopped because we were going to watch the whole thing.
I heard because. Our Last Crusade and the Rise of the New World season 2. I don't know that I'll watch it.
Rise of what?
Our Last Crusade and the Rise of the New World. That's the Romeo and Juliet one. I thought the first season was okay, if I remember correctly. I like the world. I think this writer's really good at world design and whatnot. They had, towards the later part of the first season, they started really getting into some following nations and the whole concept behind her and everything. I thought the world building is really fascinating. I think I'll probably watch it. I'm gonna probably have to refresher myself though, because just trying to remember a lot of that is hard. But maybe it'll click when I start watching the new season. I think it's good. So
I don't remember watching it at all. So
I think my biggest main complaint was the fact that it felt like a source material bait. But then they announced another season, so that kind of saved it for me. NieR Automata's coming back. NieR Automata version 1.1 second season. So I'm super pumped for that. I like NieR. I'm gonna make this joke again, but I legit mean it. I hope this one doesn't have production issues as well, because that wait last time sucked. So hopefully Yoko Taro doesn't produce something that is too difficult for them to produce. That's what it is. Yoko Taro is telling them to make crazy stuff, and they're like, crap, we can't produce that. It's too crazy. I don't know. Cafe Terrence is coming back. Second season. Probably the worst harem cast in the history of harems, except for the cute band chick. She's great. The rest of them are kind of dirtbaggish, mainly because they try to force the girl to get drunk and sleep with the guy in order to blackmail him. Anyways, it's a joke. It's okay. Cafe Terrence coming back. So there you go. Shy second season. I'm kind of miffed that I never got caught up on that one, but yeah, Shy is coming back. Did you ever finish the first season? I don't think you did, didn't you? Yeah.
I don't think I watched it all.
Kimi ni Todoke? Second season? Or no, third season. I'm sorry. Third season.
What?
Kimi ni Todoke is coming back in August. This is another August show, so don't be expecting it in July. But yeah, Kimi ni Todoke third season is coming around. I think production IG worked on the other ones, I believe, so that's going to stay the same.
Crap.
And then
Definitely watching this one.
Chris is acting like he just discovered this.
I did not know that this was coming back.
Talked about it on the podcast.
Okay, I missed it.
Monogatari series is coming back off a monster season. I am super pumped. This is probably I think this is probably the most hype show of next season coming up. But yeah, still being done by Shaft, based on Nisio Isen's light novel series. I'm super pumped for it. Cannot wait for it. Super hype. Are you? Where is it? Where does Monogatari series coming back sit in your hype levels for next season, Chris?
Pretty high.
Pretty high. The Parry show is probably going to still be on top, right?
Oh, of course, because I like super tanks. What can I say?
No, it's the lolly card with the pest spray dungeon. No, I was I really badly wanted to get a rewatch of this show before this came out, but I'm so delayed on so much other stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think I can make it.
No way.
Plus, the Mashuko game's coming out this week, so it's like, crap, I'm gonna be doing that probably in the evenings on a live stream or something. So, it ain't happening. Kengan Ashura season 2 part 2 is coming out again for Netflix, so that's gonna keep going on. So big muscly punching stuff. And then finally, the last returner that I'm super, super pumped for is the Sengoku Yoku, Senma Konton-hen. So the second of 3 cores of Sengoku Yoku is coming out. But yeah, this is going to be adapting the 1,000 Chaos Demons arc, which again, this series is the Satoshi Mizukami series. I'm by the end of the first core, my hype levels were shooting up. Like I was pretty on board with this series. I was enjoying it, but there was a little bit of some rough edges in that first core. But by the time that it ended, I had like this massive hope because things started really ramping up. And there was a side of me that was pretty excited because the stupid sword guy looked like he was out of commission. And then I see the PVs for the second core, and he legit looks like he's a main part of the new party. And I'm like, damn it, they couldn't leave him out of the show. I hope he changed. He's probably different now, but I'm kind of mad they kept him in the show. I really don't like that stupid samurai guy. There you go. Sengoku Yoku. Super excited for that one. We have, for shorts, we have The Magical Girl and the Evil Lieutenant used to be arch nemesis. That show's coming out. That one's the story centers on Mira, the clever brains behind the evil organization that invades and destroys everything in its path. One day, a magical girl named Byakuya Mimori decides to stand up against the organization, and Mira falls in love with her at first sight. Studio Bones is working on it, based on a manga, comedy, fantasy, magical girl romance. The PV sucks for this one, but I'm kind of interested in it. It'd be kind of cute to have the romance magical girl show. I'm curious what kind of length this episodes are going to be. Hopefully it's not like one of those 2-minute ones. I think like 8 to 10 minutes is good for a short. If you're going to do a short, I think at least like 8 to 10 minutes. I mean, some of them do work as like a 2-minute short, but it's always like, oh, there's the next episode comes up and you turn on, and it's like 2 minutes and like a minute of it is the intro and outro. Yeah. And it's like,
yeah, pretty much the only ones that work for that is the 4 combos.
You don't even get settled into your chair before it just turns off. It's like, well, I didn't even sit down yet. You're already done. I just turned it on. Where is it at? Maybe Annie. Mal doesn't have. I think I don't know if Mal lists runtime typically. Let's see if Annie chart has it. They don't either, so nobody knows. It could be a full length. Maybe wrong listing. And then finally, last one we have is Head Start at Birth. I don't have any kind of PV or anything on that one, but it says Lilia, the newborn daughter of the Marquise, has memories of her previous life. With cheat-like gamer knowledge, she aims to become the strongest girl in the new world, in this new other world. It's got a cute art style to it. I'm not sure if that's what this show's gonna look like, but there that is, and that's it. That's everything. And of course, like I said before, we do have some continuing shows. 6 shows. And Reincarnated Slime is going for 24 episodes. My Hero Academia is going for 21 episodes. Spice and Wolf is going to go for 25 episodes. Yozakura Family is going for 27 episodes. The Fable, I didn't know that was going to 2 core until I put this outline together. The Fable is going for 25. And Yatakarasu, The Raven Does Not Choose Its Master, is going for 20 episodes. So, cool stuff. I think those are, besides my issues with My Hero Academia, all shows I'm enjoying. So, I'll take another core. If I can keep up with them. If I can keep up with them. Lots of stuff coming up, Chris. What was your picks, Chris? Do you remember? You did pick Sakuna, but is that one of your most anticipated? You gotta be. You're going for the lolly. You definitely going for the lolly spray, right? The lolly card. Yeah, this is not my trump card. This is my lolly card.
I want the dungeon people.
Dungeon people.
Yeah, the dungeon people.
You're not going for the card lolly? You're going Bye Bye Earth.
Probably
right?
the punch, Midnight Punch. The
No Bye Bye World? You're pretty hype on that one. Oh, your Chobit show.
I'd probably do that one. See, this is the problem. My lineup is already packed full. I mean,
right? Like I said, my 10 list was hard to put together. I can't even imagine putting 5 together. What was my full 10 list? I think I named them all when I went through them, but top 10 upcoming. Alya sometimes hides her feelings in Russian. My dear friend Nokotan.
The Russian girl is
ATRI, my dear moments. How to become ordinary. Suicide Isekai. Elusive Samurai. Midnight Punch, like I said, I would replace that with Sakuna, probably. I mean, I'm still hyped for Midnight Punch, though. Too Many Losing Heroines. Bye Bye Earth. And Dahlia and Bloom. I'd probably drop off Dahlia and Bloom and put Sakuna there. Maybe that's what I would probably do. Then I have my honorable mentions as Day, My Stepsister, Dungeon People, 2.5 Seduction, Senpai is an
Otokonoko. 2.5. See,
Otokonoko.
that's the problem is that there was just so many that there's just no way. I mean, I'm gonna hit a lot of them that I'm definitely interested in.
And then we typically just include the returners because we want to make more room, and then it's like, yeah, that adds Oshinoko, that adds NieR, that adds Monogatari,
Todoke.
and that adds Sengoku Yokokuni.
That'll give you an excuse to get through Kimi no Todoke.
I can't even get a chance to rewatch Monogatari. I'm not going to watch Kimi. If I have a chance to watch Kimi no Todoke, I'll watch the rest of... Well,
24 episodes. It's not that bad.
How many episodes is this Monogatari series at now?
It's like 5-6 seasons now.
70 or 80, right? Episodes? I know they're not full seasons each of the things, so... would Wikipedia have it? Most of the time they split up the episodes. I want to know like the full episode count. First season 30, second 28, so that's 58. They just call it final season and it lists everything as 42 episodes. So I mean I was close. That's like what, 90? It's about 90 episodes. Yeah. I was like, I'm literally gonna have to pull the Blu-ray off the shelf, stick it in the Blu-ray player, and notch it to... I can't even go above like 1.5 speed. There's no way in hell you can watch Monogatari series at 2-point speed. That's like somebody at some point was joking about the fact that I speed watched Konosuba. I'm like, you can't speed watch Konosuba. I can't keep up with those subtitles when it's normal speed. You think I can keep up with that at 2 times speed? Heck no. That was kind of funny.
Now, Kimi no Todoke, you could probably watch it 1.5, if not 2.
I could probably watch that at 2.5 speed, and I'd be like, this is going too slow.
Yep. It's
They're blushing at each other too much. This is way too shoujo for me. That's shoujo, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It's an absolute fantastic show.
Apparently.
And that's why I'm super excited that they're bringing back another season.
There you go. Them's the breaks for the coming season. Hopefully, I literally told people like Delico Nursery I thought was supposed to be full delayed. Apparently, yeah, like I said, it ended up being August. They just pushed it back a month. But like I heard there was some other like fantasy show that was getting delayed, and I was like, I'm literally got to the point where I was like cheering every time I hear about a delay. So it's, like I said, it's funny that PA Works comes out and says, yeah, by the way, we got 3 shows next season. They're all completed production. Like flexing all these people that can't put together these shows and actually have them air normally. They have to keep producing them up until the last minute. Anyways, that's the summer 2024 anime season run through. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Wow, I thought we were going to go for 3.5 hours. We actually made 2.5 hours. Hopefully you guys found this video very informative, give you some insights into exactly what all is coming up in the next season, and you guys can pick what you're looking forward to. As per usual, as the season kicks off, I'll be doing first impressions videos of every single show of the season as it airs on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/otakuspirit. And then eventually, me and Chris will get together and do our first impressions on the season, which will probably be another 3-parter like usual, because a lot of shows to cover. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. You will join us for that and go into the next season and have a lot of enjoyment fun. A lot of enjoyment fun, Chris. Additionally, probably next week we will probably start reviews. It feels like it. I know that like, there's some shows that are like 11 episodes in, but then suddenly out of nowhere,
I'm seeing it in 12s.
things are dropping off.
I know that I'm not caught up when like anything, but I've got 12s coming up, so yeah.
I got scared because Dungeon Meshi ended last Thursday. And then
That's one of the ones that I'm way behind on.
Grandma and Grandpa, I think, finished. I think Dynamo Oji, I think that one finished, right?
I don't know what that one is.
The Seventh Prince OP
Oh yeah,
boy.
I finished that one. Mm-hmm.
So it's like I don't know where they're dropping off, and I'm like, wait, is the summer season like starting now? And so I go look on AniChart, and I'm like, no, it looks like the first show I think on AniChart, I think listed as 14 days out. So we still have 2 weeks. So I'm like, yeah, the first show that's going to be airing looks like it might be My Wife Has No Emotions. And the following day will be Oshinoko. And then the Russian will be on the same day. So basically you start off with My Wife Has No Emotions. The next day will be Oshinoko and Russian Waifu. So that's a great start of the season, by the way. So it's like, I'm going, holy crap. Why does it feel like the current season's ending and we're still far out. We're still at least 2 weeks out from the next season. So I'm like, I don't know. Maybe just a lot of shows just started early for some reason. Anyways, side tangent. But yeah, join us for that. Hope you guys enjoyed this run through. And yeah, until the season kicks off and we come back here, I hope you guys enjoyed and y'all take care.
Os.